And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio with me, your host, Giles Thomas, here at the Pump Media Studios, joined by our producer, Chris Clark. AJ.
Yeah, buddy. Welcome back.
Welcome back, AJ. AJ, have you noticed anything different?
What could it be? What could it be?
I don't know. No, I haven't changed my hair.
Yeah, it looks a little bit thicker in the front.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Well, people can see at home, can't they?
They can. Well, unless they're listening on iTunes.
Or Pandora.
Also close.
But it's been a while, though, hasn't it?
It's been about 3 weeks. Actually, can you do something for me?
Yeah.
Can you close your eyes? Close your eyes. Keep them closed. Okay?
Yeah.
Do you trust me?
Yeah.
Yeah!
Yeah, it's nice to be back, man.
It's good to be back. It's good to have you here again, mate. It's good. You were missed.
But Chris, this setup is fantastic.
Fantastic.
Thank you very much indeed. Thank you.
Yeah.
Looks really professional, clean.
Yeah. This is all Chris's handiwork. Because obviously this show is brought to you by High Tech Pharmaceuticals. We'll talk more about that in a minute. Yes, obviously we've got added branding. We've got new, cleaner walls to create more of a TV studio effect. We've tweaked the lighting. Obviously, we have the new show intro, which you've just seen, which I'm very, very pleased with.
Oh, that intro was great.
Yes. Yeah. And obviously the table looks fantastic.
Beautiful table.
And also, I've got to stop doing this because I was watching Joe Rogan the other day, and then I watched some of our episodes back, and I do this a lot, and it's bugging me.
You like the hand movement, Giles? That's what it is.
I like the... Sorry.
Oh, no.
Sorry if I just blasted your ears laughing there.
Just for those who are listening, Giles was moving his microphone up and down very, very softly.
Very seductively.
Yeah. Touching the black...
AJ,
Okay,
you've completely thrown me yet again. So how are you anyway? What have you been up to? Because obviously I'm doing it again. Because obviously I've not seen you for a few weeks. Picked you up this morning. You still tried that same old trick on me.
How was it again?
What do you say?
Don't freak out, Giles.
Giles, don't freak out, Giles.
I'm at the airport.
At the airport.
I'm in the plane.
Did you see my message when I was at the airport?
That didn't work.
It didn't work?
No.
Yeah.
So it's been how long? 3 weeks? 4 weeks?
About 3 weeks.
Feels good to be back. I did an awful thing. You know what I did?
Tell me.
A guy wanted me to start doing bartending.
Okay.
And I said, why? He said he wants to open a bar. And he wants me to...
It's normally what bartenders do.
So he wanted me to be a co-bouncer / bartender.
Okay. I've done that.
So he paid for my bartender school. How long do you think I lasted?
Well, how long was the course?
A month.
A month. Well, I know you don't like early mornings. Come on.
I lasted 4 days.
You didn't. You lasted longer than that.
No, 4 days.
4 days.
4 days was enough, bro. You have to... what was it? 10 drinks every day by hand.
Yeah.
So each day a new drink. So by day 4, it was like 40 drinks. And I already fell off the first day. And then you have to learn this trick with...
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, basically. I see why it only lasted 4 days now.
No, so I stopped it. It was just horrible. It wasn't for
Why?
me.
I used to love... Because I grew up in a pub in Wales, 13th century inn. And then when we moved out, my dad retired, I got a flat. I started working in bars when I was about 19. For about a good 4 years, I was working in bars, and I loved it.
You loved it.
Oh, I loved it.
Yeah, you didn't have to know 10 drinks each day.
Well, yeah, it was just pulling pints and making...
What you been doing?
Sorry?
What have you been doing the last month?
Me? I've actually been really, really busy.
Yeah.
Yeah, really busy. My new MD column's out in the new issue.
In the newest.
I've just submitted the third one, which is the April or May issue. And I'm really happy with it. It's right at the front of the magazine. Response has been very good. And it's good to be back writing for the magazines. In fact, I missed it because I've had columns in magazines. Obviously, I had the column in MD from 2010 to 2014. I was with Flex Magazine for 2 years for the European editions. And then in 2017, I actually went to the Tampa Pro with my partner Rosie, who was competing. And I actually had my press pass there for Flex Magazine. And then Ron sends me a message. He says, "Oh, Giles," he says, "I know you're there." He says, because Rosie's competing. "Do you? My flight doesn't get in till after the competitor meeting." He says, "Can you just grab one of our videographer and do some interviews?" And I was like, "Well, I kind of feel a bit cheeky because I've got my press pass with the other." You know, I mean, I was only doing like a little piece on Rosie and just exchange for the press pass or whatever. And representing, and yes, so I did. I banged out some interviews, and I did an interview. The first, I think, one was Josh Lenartowicz. Yeah. We'll come to that now, later. And yes, and then I did. I think Max Charles. I did Lucas Weiler. I did Rosie. Funny enough. And then obviously I did the wrap ups with Ron, and then I did another winner interview with Josh Lenartowicz.
Antoine. On the cover, eh?
Yes.
Valant. How do you say it in French?
Well, Antoine Valant.
Valant.
Yeah.
It's nice to see. He's very proud of his cover too. I've seen him on Instagram.
Yes.
He's very. Seems like a very good guy, Antoine.
I like Antoine.
Yeah.
He's looking. What is he? 300 pounds at the moment.
Amazing.
And the waist looks small.
305 pounds.
I think 20 pounds is body hair.
But he carries the weight really good.
Yes.
Not a lot of people can look good at 310 but he's tall. He's 6'6".
He's about 6 foot.
Yeah.
He's tall. He's tall. Yes. Antoine made a fantastic comeback last year, taking 4th at the Toronto Pro.
Yeah.
I think he should have beat Cedric McMillan.
Cedric was
Cedric was third.
Because
Cedric was off, but really off. But I mean, when you get that off, you should be spanked.
Who won and who comes second? Because I don't remember right now.
It was Akim.
Akim Williams,
and oh god, I've got video on my phone. Hang on a minute, I'm just trying to visualize. And Akim and it'll come to me.
Oh, who was it again?
Akim and it wasn't Kukla, was it? No. Oh, I can't remember. Can't remember. I've got the video on my phone, a clip from because I put it in my other show last year, Muscle News Weekly, because I was talking about the Toronto show. Oh, that's what I've been up to. I've been relaunching because obviously we had a few weeks off. I only had a few weeks break anyway, but I relaunched my other MD show, Muscle News Weekly.
And you got a lot of new talent in there, a lot of updates. You can see how it's progressing. It's easier to get updates videos too, isn't it?
Yes, because of this show.
Who's in the newest that's out today?
Jessica Reyes Padilla, who took 4th at the Olympia last year in the figure. Yeah. She's doing the figure at the Arnold. We'll talk more about her very shortly.
Yeah.
Who else have I got? I've got Jamie the Giant.
Yeah.
I've got kind of video content and updates, but not from the actual athletes. I've got Josh Lenartowicz in there. I've got Rolly Winkler in there. And I was only editing it last night. I should remember.
Rolly Winkler video that's out. The Arnold.
I think Giles is losing his memory and losing his touch a little bit after a 3-week break.
Well, just give me a chance, guys. All right, just get off my case.
The best part is when he picks me up at the airport and he tells the same stories every time. Hey,
AJ, he says the same about you, mate.
The same stories. He forgot. He tells them. I think. I don't know. But those stories we can't do on air.
No.
No. The Rolly Winkler video that was out.
Yeah.
2 weeks out from Nepal.
Guest posing at the Nepalese, was it the Sharu? Was it the amateur show? He guest posed.
Yeah.
And I am very concerned. Sorry, I'm just burping. Sorry. Just that flatbread we had earlier at the Lean Kitchen. Sorry, that's disgusting. Sorry. Bit of wind. Can you wind me, please, Chris?
Oh, no.
Sorry.
You've been taking your medicine the last 3 weeks, Giles. You sure you're okay? No.
Anyway.
Back to the guest posing video.
Back to the guest posing, yeah. So, yes, I saw that. And now I've spoken about Rolly many times before because he never seems to bring his A game to the Arnold. He reminds me of Flex Wheeler, what Flex Wheeler used to do in the 90s at the Olympia. Flex Wheeler would always bring his A game to the Arnold.
Yes.
And he would maybe be 80 to 85% at best at the Olympia. I don't know why that is.
Nerves or?
I have a theory. With Flex Wheeler, I think it was because he was in California in the summer.
Okay.
Where's going to be more distraction? California in the summer or California in the winter?
Probably in the summer.
Yes. Hanging out with Dr. Dre.
Oh, yeah.
So, and obviously you got Rolly. He never seems to bring his A game to the Arnold. Because I was at the Arnold Classic last year. I sat in the front row and he took 4th place. And I'll be honest, I think he was lucky to get 4th.
So the video was a little bit. Because I'm a Rolly Winkler fan.
So am I.
Like, and
huge fan.
Before leading up to this show, before we did the Brandon Curry interview, who did we have winning?
Sorry?
We had Rolly Winkler as the favorite.
Oh, sorry, for the Arnold, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Based off the Olympia, at least.
I mean, he was third at the Olympia. How he looked on the Saturday night, there was a good argument for him being second. He looked tremendous.
He looked fantastic.
Now, Rolly last year was 278.
At the Olympia?
At the Arnold.
And
as soon as he walked out, I went, oh, he's too heavy. He's 50. And he kind of, it kind of goes to his waist. And then he does it every year. He did it at Prague last year after the Olympia, where he gets better again.
And he followed your advice, didn't he? And then he...
Well, I don't know. Well, no, because I did the wrap-up with Ron Harris and Milos Sarcev at the Arnold Classic last year. And I said in the wrap-up, and I said, I'm really disappointed with Rolly. I said, he's probably going to get 4th or 5th. I said, he's probably 15 pounds over. And then and he did actually lose 15 pounds for the Arnold Australia. Ended up beating William Bonac, who'd come first, and Dexter Jackson, who had taken second at the Arnold Classic. So he'd leapfrogged over them. So he'd really swapped it round just by... The thing with a Rolly, if he gets too heavy, he just looks blocky. But when he comes down 10, 15, when he's around about 250, he's so impressive. But I think I don't see how he can pull that in 2 weeks. What do you think?
He looked... he did not... Look at your face the way... He did not look the way he should look.
No.
At 2 weeks out.
He's a very watery physique. Okay. Like I remember when I first started with MD, I went over to see him at 6 weeks out before the 2011 Arnold, and I remember he stripped off to pose at the end of his training session when he was with Sybil, training with Sybil in Rotterdam, and he looked a lot more than 6 weeks out.
Is she still prepping people?
Yes, she's still prepping people. Yeah. I've trained with Sybil.
Yeah. How did it go?
It was hard.
How does she like to train? Is it hard, intense, or is it like longer sessions?
It was a lot of giant sets, and at the time I had no cardio fitness, so it absolutely destroyed me. But anyway, back to Rolly. So the thing with Rolly is he does like to come in. He wants to come in as big as possible. But the thing is, there's a point of no return with diminishing returns with Rolly, and I think he can be too heavy. And I think, I was looking at some of the back shots, rear double bicep. That's not just water, that's body fat. And I know when he put the tan on and he'll dry out, but there was absolutely next to zero detail.
I was worried because we wish him the best. We want to see the best package, and this should be after 3rd place at the Olympia. Yeah. Fan favorite award. Who knows how that award even came, but at least he won it.
Yeah.
So, and he has been getting a lot of, lower placings in the start of his career.
Yes.
So this is really this is like a court. If he can win this, this really put him in the top, Yeah. But if he's gonna fall out again, it really ruins the momentum he had in 2018.
I don't know, but he always seems... he's really... he's jumped up to 3rd place at the Olympia now. Yeah. So he's moved... He's took another... He was always 6th, 7th. Yeah. And now he's jumped up to 3rd. He could have been 2nd. And now...
Oh, you got him beaten Phil Heath?
Yeah, I would have no argument with it, the Olympia last year. Based upon how he looked on the Saturday, he was tremendous.
But you know how it is. They didn't even judge so much Phil Heath against Winkler, did they? It was all Heath, Rhoden, and Bonac and Winkler on the sides. Yeah. They didn't put them in the middle.
It was obviously the top 2 was close. It was close.
So it wasn't a good look he got against Phil Heath, Winkler, did he?
Yeah. So anyway, for Rolly, I think he's going to do it again, what he always does at the Arnold, and I think he's just going to... I think what will happen is, I think he's going to be 4th to 6th. I don't think he's going to be top 3. And I think what will happen is they'll look at him and go, oh, right, we'll do... And they'll do exactly what they had to do last year and all the other years and after the Olympias, whatever. And they're going to drop him down, and then you'll probably end up beating the 3 that beat him, maybe at, say, the Arnold Australia, for example, because he's the defending champion for the Arnold Australia.
He is, yeah. Arnold Australia is going to be a big show too.
Sorry?
Arnold Australia is going to be a big show too.
Yeah. There's a lot of names down for that, actually. A lot of names.
That's going to be a good show.
So let's talk about the Arnold Classic then, the Open.
Yes.
If I don't have Rowley in the top 3, who do you think the top 3 will be?
You don't have Rowley in your top 3 after seeing the video.
Yeah. I thought it was. I said in the lead up, this is Rowley's show to lose.
Based on the pictures and a little bit of the backstory we have, we got Brandon Curry. Mm-hmm. We got Josh Lenartowicz. Mm-hmm. Oh, I can't even say.
Hang on, man. What about the defending champion, William Bonac?
Yeah, but you know, you know when you got it. What's it called? You speak.
You can't. Bieki's not going to beat Bonac, mate.
You speak it in existence. Is that what you say? Is that a saying? You speak it in existence or something?
Yeah. You speak it into existence.
Yeah. Line of. Man. I would really want Bieki to finish number 3.
Bieki looked fantastic last year. He was 6th place. Kukla was 5th. And I'll tell you what. I would have had no argument with Rowley and Bieki swapping.
But to give you what I think is
Rowley's really getting a spanking from me today.
It's going to be Curry. It's going to be Josh.
Mm-hmm. Come on.
And it's going to be Sil Winkler.
What about Bonac?
It's going to...
I don't understand, with William Bonac, how people sometimes, they don't ever... Like at the Olympia last year, there was hardly any that even had him in top 5 in the lead-up. And I'm thinking... Well, the guy's been 13th, 8th, 5th, 3rd. He was 4th last year. He's never coming in off. He's won the Arnold Classic. And yet, you're not even having him in the top 3.
No, but is that...
Come on.
Okay, I think Winkler... It's okay. It's hard now because that video was very alarming.
Yeah.
I did not like it. It did not look ready at all.
There was readable bicep. There was no detail in the shoulders.
It didn't look good.
Yeah,
and he looked good. I'm not saying he looked great. Of
course, he's big. He's
freaky,
massive.
you know. But for that part, I didn't. It wasn't. I don't know. But I can't.
Plus, why is he even guest posing 2 weeks out from a major show?
Money.
Yeah, but I don't know how far is Nepal. How
do you say that? Nipple. He gave it like Indian slang to it.
I'm sorry, I don't know where that came from. Nepal to said it again to Kuwait. How far is that? I mean, that's probably not like a huge. But why would you want to be doing any? You want it locked down the last 2 weeks.
Okay, without people haven't even heard. Okay, top 3. Now, first, who's in the show for the people who doesn't know?
Okay, well, we've got the defending champ William Bonac,
yes,
who won it last year. I thought quite clearly I was there. You weren't. And obviously we have the comeback. I think the two athletes that I think are going to potentially step over and step up are Josh Lenartowicz and Brandon Curry. I think those two. I think there's going to be. You see, really, I think you have the grade A, the top level guys who are top 6 Olympia.
But is it really stepping up when he got 5th at the Olympia though?
Brandon.
Yeah. Like he's already rated higher than some of the other guys.
And I tell you what, I've been in contact with Brandon and his trainer and Abdullah, yes. And he sent me some pictures at 4 because I said to Abdullah, he was asking my opinion, and I said, well, the thing with Brandon is, I said, from the front and the side, he can hang with any of them.
The back
I mean,
it's
and his back is incredible, but it lacks detail, and it's like Bieki, the posterior chain, the glutes, the hands is lacking detail and development. I said, so that's where he's going to get beaten by guys like Phil Heath every single time. William Bonac in the rear lat spread. He's because he lacks that detail. So Abdullah sent me these pictures at 4 weeks out. And in those pictures, I can only say what I saw in those pictures. At 4 weeks out, he was harder and more detailed at 4 weeks out than he was at the Olympia last year.
It's going to be really interesting. And Josh he's hungry, you know. With that, sadly, what happened last year. Yeah. And he's been out.
2017.
But the size that he's got now, huh?
He's 280 at the moment. 280.
And in great shape too, huh?
The thing is, he's very, like he's Dorian Yates is Josh's favorite bodybuilder of all time.
He has similarities to him.
Yeah, there is a similar, and also the level of conditioning as well. So I think Josh is going to beat Rowley. I think Josh is going to beat Cedric.
Nobody has Cedric in the top 3.
No, and the thing is, Cedric always brings his A game to the Arnold. If you actually look at it...
Oh, Arnold loves Cedric.
He does. 2016, Cedric was second to Kai Greene, and a lot of people think it was actually quite close. 2017...
Lost via posing?
Yes.
They said, well, if it's really...
Do you think so?
Do you think this whole rule is just fake? This posing thing? It's just something they say?
Yeah.
You think?
Maybe if it's close, I don't know. Maybe.
But isn't there a new award? We can go to that later. But
yes. 2017, Cedric won the Arnold Classic. 2018, last year, he came third, beating Roly Winkler. And he always looks good. I mean, his track record for the last few years certainly is that he's always bringing his best. He never messes up at the Arnold Classic. I think he has a real... do you think it's because of the Arnold connection? Do you think he's just got that extra bit of passion for that show? Or maybe he's got less going on at that time of year?
Well, if you look at Arnold, it's usually not... It's the last 4 years. There hasn't really been a feel like it's today. Like this time.
Yeah.
So... he's always going to be in the mix there because he's a top 8, 10th guy at the Olympia, isn't he?
Yeah. Cedric, sorry.
Yeah. So if all the good guys are gone, can't say all the good guys are. If the higher top 4 is gone, he's always going to be in the mix because he's a top 8, 7 at the Olympia.
Yeah.
And Arnold loves him.
He does. Well, that probably doesn't have any effect on the judging, but
you sure about that?
No, I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No, I don't think it has any effect whatsoever. No. I think we've decided that.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah. So let's talk about other competitors in that class. Let's talk about your boy Lionel Biecki.
Yeah, he's doing it.
Have you seen any of how he's looking?
No.
Or is he replicating that 2014 Arnold Brazil?
The point is, all the pictures...
When he went, did he get a fair placing at that show? I'm just trying to remember, actually, AJ.
No, well, I'm going to the Brazil show at least.
Oh, are you? Fantastic.
So that will be Biecki. But the only pictures he's been releasing is old pictures.
Okay.
From the front.
Yeah. Is that a good sign or a bad sign?
That's not. He doesn't really post any progress pictures, really.
Okay.
So it's not as, I don't know.
He looked good at the Arnold Classic last year, especially when he came out by himself.
Oh.
I was like, whoa. I mean, the crowd was going crazy for him.
Yes.
Absolutely crazy.
But he never gets a high placing at the Arnold, does he?
Well, he got 6th last year. He makes sort of 4th to 6th. I'd be very surprised if he was out of the top 6. But the thing is, there's so many.
This one is great.
Apart from Phil Heath, Rami, and Shawn Rhoden, you've pretty much...
who do you forgot? 2 big names.
Sorry?
Isn't 2 names not doing it? That's pretty big.
2 names?
Dexter.
Oh, sorry, Dexter, of course. Yeah. Because Dexter usually does the Arnold Classic. He loves it. He's won... I think Dexter has won more Arnold Classic titles overall than anyone.
Yeah.
You know.
But you don't count, though. Do you count those other Arnold as titles?
No.
Of course as titles, but as Arnold titles.
Not for me, no. I don't like... It's like when they had the Olympia Europe. I don't...
Arnold Europe.
The Olympia Europe.
Olympia Europe.
Yeah, it was a few years ago they had the Olympia Europe, which Dexter won. I think it was... I've got 2015 in my head.
Yeah, I'm talking about all the Arnold titles.
Yes. I was talking about the Olympia titles.
Yeah. You don't count them as Arnold victories, do you?
No. I think like when you think about like Vince Taylor and Sean Ray and all those guys, Jay Cutler, they've all won Arnold Classics. I only really count the American one.
Because he's got how many of the American ones?
Who?
How many does Dexter have?
Dexter's got, I believe, 4. 4. I was at the 2000. Do you want to hear a funny story about Dexter?
Is it an elevator story?
Oh, no! just edit that out, please, guys.
No, do the elevator story then.
Well, you've heard it. You've heard it.
But people at home haven't heard it.
Maybe those people there have not heard this amazing story. It was I was at the 2013 Arnold, and we always stay at the main hotel, the Hilton Hotel, where Arnold stays, has the 2 top floors.
You had 2 top... What?
Arnold.
I was like,
I'm not...
Who the hell's paying for you 2... Yeah.
Well, hot tub and a minibar.
Yeah.
That's basics. Yes, I got into the lift, and Bob Chick and George Farrow was there. And this was it wasn't a great year for the Arnold Classic. It wasn't the best year ever. And I went in, and because Dexter was very distended on stage, like really distended, because he's quite long-waisted, and he had quite a lot of distension. Anyway, so George Farrow says, "Hey, Giles, what do you think of Dexter?" And I says, "Yeah, he looks good." I said, "He's probably going to win today." I said, but I says, "Oh, what's that?" And he says, "Oh, yeah." He said, "That's because we had to carve him up on hamburgers." And I went, "Well, why did you carve him up on hamburgers?" And I said, and then I thought, well, I'll put a little funny joke in and try and be smart. I said, "So is he going to give birth tonight on stage or what?" And then the lift pinged. I turned around, and who'd been stood in the lift with me the whole time?
Well, we know, but for people at home...
Yeah, it was Dexter.
Dexter was standing behind you.
He didn't really have a very nice look for me.
Did you do the interview with him later?
Don't talk about 2017 Olympia.
No.
We don't talk about that. That's my most That's when you if there was any time in your life where you wish the ground could swallow you up.
It was 2017 Olympia.
2017 Olympia.
What happened?
Well, at the Meet the Olympians, it's kind of like the first big night for all the interviews. You've got 2 hours where all the pros are signing autographs, every category. I mean, it's all around the arena. I mean, it's absolutely rammed. It's a real intense atmosphere. And basically, you've got like 2 hours to get as many 3-4 minute interviews as you can. You know, you've got a race on. So I managed to get Dexter. Dexter had a huge queue of people. And now, obviously, I've been in the industry many, many years, and I've interviewed hundreds of bodybuilders for magazines and obviously now for websites, video interviews. And I was just... because sometimes I actually find the shorter interviews tougher than, say, having a guest on here for 2 hours. I find this the easiest thing to do. But when you've got 3 or 4 minutes, you've got to keep it, and there's so much going on around you with atmosphere. It's quite an intense feeling. So Dexter was talking, I was interviewing him, and you always have your next question ready, but at the same time you're also trying to engage with the interviewee, and all of a sudden the question went out of my head. And I was just trying to like think about it. And all of a sudden he just stopped talking.
Dexter.
He just stopped talking. So of course I had to give my next question. And I couldn't remember it.
Oh, no. So
I kind of stuttered and panicked. And I just went, what's your favorite color? It was something completely random.
What's your favorite color?
Oh, it was something like, I don't know. It was just, I don't know. It was ridiculous. But it was a panic. It was a panic moment. And it's never, ever happened to me before. And it's never happened to me since.
Oh, no. Okay.
Yeah, so basically, and then I just kind of freaked out and I just stopped the interview. And then, bearing in mind, you've probably got like 100 people stood there going, what is, like, nudging each other. Go, look at him, he's having a meltdown. The guy's having a meltdown. I was like, I can't do it. I literally just wanted to run. It was like, it was fight or flight. And I wanted to flight.
So there was no interview then, really?
No. Anyway, so Jordan Blackman says, Giles, just restart it and I'll splice it together. I says, you promise, please take out that bit. So I just carried on and then we did it. We wrapped it up. It was it got thousands of views and that's the only interview I've never watched back there.
Yeah, you didn't want to watch that anymore.
But that was just one of those moments where a combination of factors happens at the same time, and that was very embarrassing.
So we have a lot of competitors, though, don't we?
Yeah, should we go through some of the...
But for the people at home, so we have something on down. What's your top 4?
Oh, top 4...
In open class. Who's in open class? Quick, for people at home.
Open class, well, we have Lionel Biecki.
Yeah, from France.
William Bonac.
From Amsterdam, isn't it?
Rafael Brandao.
Fantastic classical look from Brazil.
Yeah, the young hotshot. I'm really glad he's doing this show.
Yeah.
Brandon Curry, possibly the dark horse favourite.
Yeah.
I think that's fair to say. Charles Dixon moving up from the 212. Yeah, the tank.
Looked great in the second place in the 212, not Arnold Classic last year.
Yeah, 212.
Close with Kamal.
He lost by 22 points to 23. Lost by 1 point.
He disagrees, but...
Yeah, and he beat Samir Trudy, he beat Jose Raymond, and he beat Dave Henry. So, yeah, we have Steve Kucklow.
The legend.
Took 5th place last year and really shocked me last year because I thought he was going to be one of these guys that was always going to struggle.
The fireman? Is he a fireman still?
No, not anymore. He's a paramedic.
Yeah. Saw him on the TV show in America. What's it called again? Prices? No. He invented something.
Shark Tank.
Yeah. Was it fun? What, did you see it?
No, it was him and his wife, wasn't it? Is it married to Amanda Latona?
Yeah.
Oh, she was my favourite years ago.
She was your favourite?
When Bikini, I was at the 2010 Olympia, and I remember she was the one that stood out for me, and I thought she should have won the Olympia that year.
In bikini?
Do you remember the girl that, she was only 18, she won the Olympia that year?
Diana Dahlgren? I'm just saying.
You're just making up. You can't, AJ.
Diana Dahlgren is a Swedish... blonde, people at home, bikini.
This was a short, dark-haired girl, and her mum was also a pro that competed.
Felicie Romero? I don't know. Who knows?
I can't remember. But, yes, so... What was I talking about?
Next,
Steve Kucklow. Yeah. Josh Lenartowicz from Australia.
Yeah.
Very excited to see his comeback. I think he's going to step over a few people.
Who else is in there?
Victor Martinez, the 2007 Arnold Classic champion.
I thought you wanted to say 2007 Mr. Olympia.
Well, there's many think he should have been. What do you think?
100%. There's nothing to discuss. But
Bob Chick said once, he said, because everyone was arguing about it on the MD forum, and he went, hang on, guys. He says, you weren't there. He said, yes, Victor came out very strong. He said, but he faded really quick. And that's why Jay took him.
But he also had Kucklow winning over Biecki too, though. Bob Chick. So
back to the 2014.
No, but some
this is the story you like to tell over and over again.
But Victor Martinez has said in the latest interviews that he didn't win because of his past.
Oh, really? No.
He said it with Ron Harris.
Oh, he said
in the Ron line.
That's what he thinks. Well,
but why didn't he win then?
I know, Jay was really off that year. Remember when Jay didn't even bother to do his hair? Do you remember he had this big like bouffant hair? It was like I think it's because I think Jay fell off those couple of years, even though he was still winning, because he didn't have Ronnie to keep him on his game.
I'm sure Victor is tired of people saying 2007. Let's go on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, he's coming back, and we love Victor.
He looked great in his video.
Yes. Yeah. 4 weeks
posting.
Out.
Yeah.
4 weeks out. Beautiful shape.
Who else is in there?
Cedric.
Yeah.
Cedric, one of my favorites. Cedric's one of my all-time favorites.
Good friends with Rosie Hart.
Yeah. They guest posed at the
Okinawa.
Okinawa Japanese army base last year. I had a great time. She had to cook all his chicken for him. The British rising star Luke Sandow.
That Sergio said what?
Yeah. When we asked Sergio if you go back to episode 5 of MD Glue Muscle Radio, Sergio Oliva, when we asked him who we felt would be the next Mr. Olympia, what did he say?
And for the people at home, do you remember what you did before Sergio came on? When you were back?
I thought we weren't going to talk about it.
Oh wow! What a very funny episode. Very good.
I want to talk about that because that was a challenging one to do.
Yeah.
Because
for you, not for me, but you were. Blood sugar was high or low, whatever you say.
I was going nuts when I
knocking your head. Sergio was being a bit of a drama.
Fuck Sergio. That's what I said.
Yeah.
That's why. Okay, I don't. Do you know what it is? I don't care now because if you remember, because you almost like started slapping me around the face.
He was going crazy in the car.
I was like, fuck Sergio. And I said, you know what? I said, and you kind of calmed me down. He said, Giles, come on, it's time to be professional. And I was like, okay. Because basically you had to rearrange and his messages I felt were a little bit rude. I'll be honest. And then of course we got it. And then right before filming, I was sat here and I said, do you know what, AJ? I said, do you know, stop laughing. I said, do you know what the ironic thing is? I said, this is probably going to give it a real edge. And I just know for a fact this is going to be one of the best ones we've ever done.
And it was.
And he was fantastic.
And Sergio's such a good, funny guy.
We're best mates now. It's like, I've been recommending him to listen to Dr. Jordan Peterson. And but it was just one of those where it's very, because there's a lot of pressure sometimes. You know, you're flying over, we got the studio booked. And when guests kind of like, you know, it's very, very stressful sometimes, you know, because at the end of the day, we've got people relying on this content going out every week, and there's a lot. It's like a lot of pressure on my shoulders. So
he had Luke winning the Mr. No, as one of the
future, but no, the next. No, the question was not a future, the next.
Who's the next Mr. Olympia? And he said,
"Oh, you're right, mate.
You all right?
A bit of a creaky chair there, mate. You want to get some oil on that chair, Chris?
Sorry about that.
Yeah,
it's all right. Was that the chair or was that your leg?
It was definitely the chair. I need to oil it, I think.
Because I was about to say you need
Apologies.
to. I think you might have some arthritis there.
So when he said Nathan, we weren't that surprised.
Yeah,
because a lot of people
Nathan Diasha.
Mm-hmm. But when he said Luke Sandow, you fell off the chair almost. You started laughing.
Well,
didn't
no,
you?
I think someone like Luke. I mean, Luke's only 31. Luke could conceivably, if he keeps his progression going, the thing is, Luke's got it up here. He's very smart. He's a very hard worker. I mean, he does. I mean, that video I put in my Muscle News Weekly, it was about episode 32 or something. He was doing barbell rows, pretty strict with 500 pounds.
He's such a strong bodybuilder.
Ridiculously strong.
And dedication, he's all in it. But when you haven't been in top...
Shawn?
Shawn.
This is back to the Jamaican accent. Remember when Jose Raymond was saying he thought he did an accent? I was like, oh, to be sure. Oh no, it's like, no, that's not a Welsh accent. That is an Irish accent.
So
anyway, we've digressed a little bit.
No, where we Luke
We're up to Luke Sandow, and there's a guy called, I have no idea who this guy is, Mikhail Volinkin
from Russia.
He'll probably be another 280 freak.
No, he's an amateur.
Oh.
That just turned pro, you know, Arnold Classic.
Is that how he got the invite?
Yeah. So he's not 280. I've seen him.
Okay.
Not at all.
279.
No.
0.2.
Way more down.
Okay. Okay, then we've got Akin Williams, the return of Akin Williams.
Yeah. What do you think about him?
Yeah. Oh, I tell you, reminded me. Remember we were talking about Toronto?
Toronto Pro.
It was Juan Morel and Akin Williams.
That was a little bit controversial. Well, it was close.
Yes.
Let's just say that.
Very close.
Because Akim has him in the legs department.
I knew it would come back to me. So nothing wrong with my memory.
What is he saying behind there?
He's just he's doing sign language.
Oh, okay.
Okay, like that.
Okay, so quick. We got a lot of divisions. Who you got then?
Oh, sorry. And obviously you've just forgotten Rolly Winkler.
Rolly Winkler. So give me your top 3 quick. No, top 4. And this is Giles' prediction for Arnold Classic 2014.
Bonac, Curry, Lenartowicz.
You have Bonac winning.
Rolly 4th.
So you say one time?
I'll probably have Bonac winning.
Yeah.
Cedric. Brandon 2nd.
I'm going to tell him this if he ever comes on.
Josh 3rd. Rolly 4th. Cedric 5th.
That's your top 5.
Hang on, I can get 6th. I would probably say that Steve Cook will be 6th.
So that's your top 6.
Yeah, what's yours?
I have Brandon Curry winning.
Yeah, that could happen.
I'm going to be smart now. I have Bonac 2nd.
Be smart.
I have Winkler 3rd. Mm-hmm. I have Josh 3rd. I have Winkler 4th because of that video was disturbing.
Yeah.
And 5th, I have Bieke.
Oh, yeah, of course, Bieke. Shit.
Yes,
I've completely forgot about him. Sorry. I know he's your... Hang on, I've just lost the...
So that's the open.
Yes. Okay, we'll quickly go through also the 130 grand first prize. And also, for this year, there is going to be an Ed Corney. Obviously, Ed Corney...
I thought you said it's going to be a men's physique 33 competitor. Forget back to the Ed Corney. Come on, Ed Corney. He died, sadly.
Yes, he died, sadly. And they're doing
he hanged himself when we talked about men's physique? Come on, Giles.
We'll save that for another epic episode.
Yeah. Okay.
No. Sorry, I'm being very flippant. Sorry.
Poor. Aren't you going to get Ryan Terry on and Buendia?
Yes, and I'll be really excited. Okay, so $10,000 for the Ed Corney Best Poser Award. Who do you think that's going to go to?
Well, there's no Fred Smalls jumping up and down there. You remember Fred Smalls?
It's awful.
That's a little bit, I want to say. Fred Smalls won last year.
Yeah.
And that's...
I like posing.
Yeah. To his credit, the fans were going absolutely crazy, though.
Yeah.
They really were. They were jump... No, but the way his face...
What?
They were doing... Because he did...
I've got video on my phone of it.
The crowd went crazy.
They did.
But it's just like he's forgetting to hit his poses and his sometimes his midsection you can't control it when you're in those poses.
It was a bit, yeah.
So it's like we want to see some routine, but anyway, he won last year. So saying that, who knows? But I think it's gonna be Cedric, yeah.
Cedric or William Bonac. William Bonac's a very, very good poser.
Yeah, but if you say Bonac's going to win, they always give the posing award to somebody who's not going to win so he's going to feel good.
Yeah. And what about this most muscular one? I've never, ever, in all the history of the sport, I've never understood it. Because, you'd have times when the Arnold Classic had Marcus Rule or Jean-Pierre Fuchs.
They didn't win it.
And they didn't get it. So how... And they always gave it, seemed to be I think when it was announced, I think the competitors always knew they were going to get second.
Can't you ask Giles is going to this Arnold?
Mm-hmm. I'm flying out Wednesday.
There's going to be a lot of content you're going to film on your Instagrams and a Muscle Weekly and something maybe
MuscularDevelopment.com as well.
All the play-by-plays, Noble forums, all the pictures.
Log on.
You got to go there.
Mm-hmm.
You should ask one of the people, Arnold, who invented this most muscle. Who made this award?
I don't know what the criteria is.
Nobody knows.
In fact, did I told you the Branch Warren story?
Tell me the Branch Warren.
When I was, this is not. You have to tell me. Be honest, AJ. Speak with truth.
Yeah.
Okay. This was a Gasp party. I think it was 2000 and would have been 2012.
Gasp, very popular in Scandinavia, by the way.
Fantastic bodybuilding clothing company, good friends of mine. Yeah. And yes, they had this big apartment they'd rented in Birmingham for the Body Power Expo, and I was invited up, and Branch was there. So I was there, and I said,
"What year was this?"
I think it was 2012. It would have been.
So he was peaking. Well,
he just won the Arnold for the second time, and that was the one that I think Dennis Wolf should have won.
They became second at the Olympia. No, that was 2009.
2009.
Yeah,
Branch
he
came
looked
second.
fantastic.
Yeah, he looked amazing. In fact, he He looked good in 2010 as well. I had him beating Jay at that Olympia, actually, 2010.
No, come on.
I had Jay fourth at the Olympia that year.
Yeah, but then we had Phil Heath winning 2010, didn't you?
Oh, big time. Easy.
So you had Branch beating Cutler.
And Dexter.
Okay.
And Dexter. Yeah, and I turned on Lee Haney and he said, "Oh, I know, Jay should have won." I was like, no. No.
Yeah.
With respect.
With respect.
Mr. Olympia. No. What was I saying? Oh, yeah, so Branch. At the party. And I said, "Oh, Branch, how you doing, mate?" And because he just had surgery after remember he came back after his leg injury and it looked okay. It looked okay.
When he beat Dennis Wolf at the...
And he shouldn't. No, I had Branch win in 2011, but not 2012.
No.
And that was the year that Evan Centopani got third as well.
Yeah, I remember Michael Edwards had a heart attack on the forums when Branch beat Dennis.
I think. So anyway, at the party, or whatever it was, Nibbles. And I said, "Branch," I said, "can I ask you something, mate?" He says, "What?" Because he was showing me all these pictures of his surgery on his leg. And I says, "Well, two things." I said, "One thing," I said, "I just saw a training video." I says, "And you don't seem to have changed your style of training. And surely if you've hurt the tendon, do you not want to be careful?" He went, no. He got defensive, but he wanted to explain. He says, "No, look," he says, "when you have surgery," and he says, "and the tendons," he says, "they actually heal back stronger." He says, "and I'm not going to change my style of training." And I said, "Okay," you're looking bored now. I said, "I'll get to the point." And then he said...
No, I'm listening.
Okay, sorry.
Because Branch, this is interesting.
I can't see your eyes.
A lot of people ask Branch about this, the training.
Yeah, and then I said to him, and I said, "Also, Branch..." Sorry, that was me. I said, "Also, Branch, best poser, mate, at the Arnold."
You said it.
And I said, "Really?"
And you did it with his face? Why?
Really?
Yeah.
I mean, I said it respectfully. And you know in those westerns when the music... And the cowboy walks in and the place goes silent and the music stops. They stop playing the piano. Well, that's kind of like it was. Everyone just went... And I went, "Really? Best poser?"
You asked, yeah.
Yeah, I said, "Come on, mate." Because he was like, "I want to get psycho." And it was all ear and I thought, it was entertaining. It was pumped up. It was all heavy metal. I mean,
a little bit like Kuklo's doing now.
Yeah, Devil... No, it was much better than that.
Oh.
Terrible poser.
You said much better than that.
Much better than that.
Okay.
Yeah, it was really good devil music, my favorite type. And and the kind of place fell silent. And then he said, and then he went into a lot of detail about how it was picked. But I think people thought he was going to throw me out the window.
But what did he say back? What did
he just went into a long explanation of how it's judged and how it's about entertainment, and they pick the people to judge it at random, and they're from the industry, and just basically saying he basically deserved to win that.
Okay.
But I mean, Dennis Wolf, come on. He was like a classical poser. How can you have that? Come on.
No, yeah.
Come on, Brad. Stop trolling.
So who's doing the Arnold? This is how long have we been going, Chris?
We've got...
40.
I think we've got another 5.
This is our comeback episode. We can do another 20, can't we?
Yeah, go on then.
Okay.
This is actually... In fact, should we talk a little bit about this episode? Because...
Maybe we should get rid of the Arnold first because... Go through because people... But it's finally good to have bodybuilding back, Giles. Yeah. That shows this...
Yeah, the drought.
We feel pumped now, you know? People want to watch bodybuilding again.
I want to give a little mention to the pro wheelchair, the comeback of Chris Dim.
Oh, that's not a big... That's a huge... Wow.
I put him in Muscle News Weekly, actually, episode 37. Check it out.
You did. This is a great comeback story, huh?
Yeah.
First, what happened to him? Do you know?
Was it spine? And he had some sort of infection, and he had to have extensive heart surgery. And he's in a wheelchair now.
He's in a wheelchair. Used to be a Mr. Olympia competitor.
Oh, he was fantastic. In fact, I mean,
those arms. And
he probably would have been 212. But
today,
he was,
yeah?
Yeah, today. But I saw him at the 2004 British Grand Prix, and he was fantastic. But he was one of the lighter guys that, was doing well as an open. I mean, he was making, like top 15 at Olympia and top 3 at pro shows and stuff like that. So
he's coming. He's doing the wheelchair.
Yeah.
That's going to be... Is there a guy who's always winning that one?
Oh, Harold Kelly.
Oh,
he's fantastic, him.
Yeah.
We interviewed him last year, me and Ron. I was like filming Ron on my phone as Jordan was filming him on the video camera. We interviewed him, and I kind of obviously listening into the interview, and he was a fantastic talker, a real motivational talker. If you ever see any interviews of Harold Kelly, check them out online, because from what I saw in that interview that Ron Harris did backstage at the Arnold last year in 2018, it was really not just... It could apply to anyone, Right, let's talk about the...
Fitness? I don't follow that too much.
I don't really know too much about the fitness. I'd rather concentrate on the women's physique and the women's figure.
Some names at all in fitness that I've heard about. Whitney Jones, you heard about?
Yes, she's the current Olympia champion.
Rail Graber.
What?
Rail Graber? Okay, no.
No, I don't know her. Hang on, where are we? Fitness. Whitney Jones, obviously. Emma Pavey from the UK, she's very good. Kate Errington, who took second place at the Arnold Classic last year. She won the Arnold Australia last year.
Very popular girl, isn't she?
Yeah, she didn't place at the Olympia. I think she was.
Oh, she didn't even place.
But I was surprised because she used most of the same routine from the Arnold, and I thought maybe that hurt her because she looked really good at the Arnold. The Olympia last year. She looked fantastic.
Classic physique then.
Oh yeah, God, classic.
Let's go classic physique.
Come on then, mate. Who you got?
18 people.
Yeah.
Okay, the standouts will be Wesley. Well, we don't know how that got after we saw the video, but we got Wesley Vissers, George Peterson.
I've actually only got some of the names on this.
Okay, so Wesley Vissers.
You take this one.
George Peterson.
Yeah.
Keon Pearson.
Yeah. Oh, Courage Apara.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yeah, he took third place last year, and he sent me some pictures yesterday morning, which I put in my other show, and he looked really, really good.
Steve Loris.
Fantastic. Yeah, he's really good. Really good.
Khalid Chikahoui or something. Heard about him? Khalid?
No. Fabio Lopez, I know. He's from the UK. He's very good.
Jason Lowe.
Lowe? No, I'm not aware of him.
Okay, so we got Kirsten, George Peterson, Vissers.
Yeah.
Who do you have?
George Peterson's probably the favourite to win by virtue of the fact that he's become third place at the Olympia 2 years running. The fact that he's been in contest condition for the last 8 weeks. And, I mean, for me, he's not my cup of tea when it comes to actual classic criteria, but he's doing very well, and he is really, really, really good. He just doesn't look like a classic, but he's got like his back. I think he's actually got the best back in the Pro League right now.
Go with Keon Pearson, who's been training with Flex Wheeler.
Oh, yeah.
A little bit on the shorter side, but fantastic shape and lines, huh?
Yeah. Like I said, Courage Apara as well took third place last year. He's much sharper this year, and he's only like 25, 26, I believe.
For people in Europe, Wesley Vissers last year, people were hyping as winning the Mr. Olympia.
He took 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
so he didn't win it.
No, but I'm just saying he had a huge following going. Like, people in America don't always listen to what's going on in Europe, you know? And in Europe, Wesley Vissers has a big following.
Yeah. Well,
what happened?
It was a fantastic year for Wesley. I know it finished out with a 15th, but what was it? 6 months before he was amateur, he wins his pro card at the Royal London Pro in March. He goes straight into the Chicago Pro just 3-4 months later, wins his pro debut, and then, it's a long time to be prepping and training. And he is quite young as well.
The newest pictures we've seen, and the way you do, when we do right away, it means it's not a good sign.
No. I've just not seen the condition. He's 252 because he's very tall.
Yeah.
And I just looked around the lower back and around the back, and I just thought I wouldn't want to see that at that point out. That would need to be gone for me because, I'm a stickler for condition. And I think in Classic, there's no excuse to not come in condition because it's not about being the biggest. It's about there's a weight limit. There's a weight and height limit.
Some people say the Classic is not about condition. It's about lines and shape.
Yeah, the ones that can't get in condition say that.
Okay.
Yeah, that's bullshit.
Yeah, no, but some people,
it is.
Yeah, well, some people. Breon is always in the best condition.
Oh yeah, but he always looks like nothing like he does on the second day. On the first day, he always looks like flat.
Breon.
Yeah, he did it at the Olympia, did it at the Arnold last year, and you're just like, I think Breon's going to get beat. And then he comes back at the finals, and he just looks incredible. I mean, I think the best I've seen Breon was the 2017 Olympia Classic, which he won. And I remember walking into the auditorium. I had to get a bottle of water or something. I came back in, and I remember just seeing the condition in his hamstrings. I mean, and the detail and the separation in his arms and his back. And I mean, I love that. I mean, that for me, that's Classic.
So Wesley Vissers, you're not looking him to place well at all, do you? This Arnold?
I don't think. I think he's going to. If he's in condition, then I think he could possibly sneak in the top 5. But if if from what I've seen from those pictures is an indication of how he's going to look, then no, I don't think he is. But I would like to see him. I just hope he can turn it around. Like we said with Rowley, I hope he can turn it around.
And it's going to be some good pictures with him and Arnold.
Yeah.
Because they are the one who look the most alike, aren't they?
Do you think it's going to be like do you think they're going to be moving each other's?
Is he the
bodybuilder like in a mirror?
Is he the bodybuilder that looks most like Arnold you ever seen?
Well, there was him, Roland Kickinger, and Gunter was trying to model himself.
No, that's not. They don't look alike at all.
No. Callum von Moger, obviously, and bigger.
Yeah?
With the way they made him up. So, yeah.
Visters is the closest, eh?
Yeah.
Or Kickinger, Roland.
Kickinger, yeah. Kickinger was more... Well, they're both tall. They're both about 6'2". Because Arnold was about 6'1", 6'2", isn't he?
Kickinger had action movie deals, I remember.
Did he?
Yeah, he had some movies. Well, so who you got in the Classic then? Top 3. Who you got winning?
Well, I haven't got all the names in front of me. I think George Peterson's a lock for the win. I think he's going to win this. I think Laureus...
Laureus, Pearson, Visters...
But I've not seen Laureus in the flesh. But from photos, he's very impressive.
So no Arash in this show?
Arash. No, is he not doing it?
No, Arash.
I've not got the list in front of me.
No, Arash is not doing it, and Brion's not doing it.
Yeah,
not Bumstead either.
They were 1 and 2 last year at the Arnold Classic.
So they're not. So you got Peterson winning.
Yeah.
I got
shredded. He's been shredded for weeks. I hope he can hold it.
Is he a Classic or is he a 212 bodybuilder?
I don't know. He looks like a 212 to me. For me, he doesn't what I would automatically define as a 212. But he seems to be doing... The judges seem to like him, so I think he's a lock for the win. Personally.
33 guys in men's physique.
Yeah, next.
No, we have to...
Well, I don't know any of the names. Oh, okay. Andre Ferguson, of course.
the way you said
Sadiq Hadzovic.
Hey, the way you said... Have you heard about a wrestler called Goldberg? You say, who's next? No. We got Sadiq return. He's a big name in men's physique.
Yeah. The Frank Zane.
So we have Andre Ferguson, Raymond Edmonds,
yeah,
and Logan Franklin, and Sadiq. That's the biggest names there.
Yes.
So it'll be a Sadiq versus Andre Ferguson then.
Yeah. The judge, Andre always does really well. Andre does really well. I think Andre might beat Sadiq.
Why?
I think he's better.
Why?
I just think he's got nicer shorts. No, I think he's better. I think he's Sadiq. For me, because I'm basing upon what I saw at the Olympia a couple of years ago. He was starting. Yeah. It was.
Because he went to Classic Sadiq.
And now he's come back.
And he's come back to men's physique now. That's why I brought him up. So he was the biggest draw with Buendia in men's physique.
Yes.
And then he went to Classic when they created the division. Who was Hester won the first,
Yes.
And Sadiq got a little bit of, what can we say?
2015.
Sadiq got a good placing in his first Classic.
What was he, second?
I think he was fourth or third, pretty high. And then he dropped way out the next year. So now he's back to men's physique. So, yeah. Okay.
Can we talk a little bit about the women's physique?
Women's physique.
Yep. The names that are standing out for me.
Of course. Abraham Coelho. Natalia, huh?
Natalia Coelho. She was second place last year at the Arnold Classic to Shanique.
Yeah.
At the Olympia, second place to Shanique.
22 years old.
22.
Used to be in figure. She used to compete in figure, eh?
Yes, and I was on the forum saying she needs to go to physique,
and she's
someone will. A couple of people on the forum said, no, Giles, but if she's still winning pro shows as a figure, why should she switch to physique? And I said, well, look at her quads, look at her legs. I said she's going to go to the Olympia and they're going to mark her down for being too big. So she switched up to physique. I think that year, won her first pro show after the 2017 Olympia, maybe was it 2016, and she's just been winning or coming second to like Shanique Grant ever since. I think Sharonica Henton, I'm really looking forward to seeing.
I'm going to just see what Butty has, because he predicted the top 6 there, because he's a female expert. But keep on female physique.
Sharonica Henton, she's someone I think's got an absolutely beautiful women's physique look. I saw her at the 2016 Olympia, the one my partner Rosie did, and I remember thinking, if she just got harder legs, she'd be moving up. And she's really improved her look, but she still has that nice feminine kind of overall appealing sort of women's physique symmetrical look. I really like her physique. And I think that's the only names that are really standing out to me on there.
Quick, for the people who don't know, Betty, or Butty man, as I used to call him on the boards. He's a Spanish historian in female physique. Have you seen he talks about females?
Big shout out to Betty.
Yeah, he's talking about females constantly.
Yeah.
Like non-stop.
Like you do about Bieki.
He's got female physique. Natalia first. Sharonika Henton second. And Diana Schneid
Don't know
in
that
third.
name. I don't know that name.
In figure, he's got Sydney Gillen, Nadia Watt, Sandra Grales, Natalia Soltero, Melissa Bumstead, and he's got Jessica Reyes Padilla in sixth.
Oh, we need to speak about
That's the figure.
Women's figure. Melissa, I think. Well, Sydney Gillen's the current Olympia figure champion.
Yeah.
So she has to be the favorite going in. Sandra Grajales, very, very good. We have Jessica Reyes Padilla. She was her placings. She turned
fourth at Olympia.
She turned pro in 2015. 16, she took 16th. 17, she took 8th. So she's fourth this current Olympia. So she has to be a lock for top 3 if she's looking at her absolute best. And we have...
And she's in your new Muscle Weekly episode.
Yeah.
With her updates, isn't
Yeah.
And she looks very on point.
Yeah, she looks fantastic. Really lovely.
She looks fantastic.
Very tall.
She's a great like on Olympia podcast. She was the girl that most people, who's this? Because the way she walks out.
Because you actually alerted me to her and you said, look, get this girl on your show. And I was like, okay. So you sent me the photos and I was like, oh, I remember her now. Yeah, because she's got a very striking look. She's very Amazonian, very tall and beautiful, beautiful look. Beautiful figure look. But I really love Sydney Gillen's physique. I love that quarter turn she does. She just looks like she's been drawn.
Yeah.
So
how tall is she? She's very short.
She's tiny. She's like 5'1" or 5'2" or something. She's absolutely, but she's such a striking look. So yeah, I think that almost wraps up everything for the Arnold Classic preview. Also, something we didn't do at the start was a big thank you to High Tech Pharmaceuticals.
Yeah.
Because how this show worked, the first 8 episodes were kind of like a pilot, weren't they? Really, like a pilot. And that's why we had the break, because we had to look at the analytics, all the viewing figures, because we are available on so many different listening platforms and viewing platforms, YouTube, SoundCloud, iTunes, blah, blah, blah. And obviously we have all the separate videos, and they had to analyze all those, see them. And when it came through, I was kind of, you're right.
I'm talking about the 160,000 views on the Sergio.
Yes. So those short videos do very well. That was a good idea, actually, because each episode, when we do the interviews, they'll break them up into, I think 15 was the most they've done. Short, little, snappy 2-3 minute videos. So if you don't want to listen to us going on for 2 hours,
a lot of people don't.
Well, so a lot of people sort of they want to get straight to the
action, to the
nitty gritty. It was a bit nail biting. I was a bit tense. I was thinking, oh, come on, guys. I really want, we all wanted to get back in here and get doing what we love. And then I got a text message from Steve Blackman and his assistant, and we are now funded all the way up to the Olympia. 6 months, 24 episodes.
We're going to have contests. We give out supplements. We're going to have more interactive. We're going to have some guests. Like this episode, we might get 2 guys on. We're gonna get more people on.
More than one, yeah.
We're gonna bring it this season.
We've got to raise our game. I mean, look at this. I mean, we are. When I think back to mid-December, this was just an idea, a concept, And look, we're on episode 9, and look at what we've got.
Yeah.
Look at where we are already. So the idea is we want to make this show as entertaining, as interesting, as informative. We want to get the best guests. I'll tell you what. This is a question I want to ask. Who would be your ultimate guests in bodybuilding and out of bodybuilding for this show? If you could wave your magic.
We already had the ultimate guests.
Oh, I suppose Phil Heath,
Yeah. But a guy we can have a good time with would be Kai Greene.
Yeah. The red cowboy outfit, bro.
No. We could have a good time because there's a lot of questions.
Yeah.
I want to ask Kai Greene, and hopefully he'll give us the respect and give us the answers.
Yeah.
Because I've seen a lot of interviews where he just draws, you know what I mean? When you ask him a question and you don't answer the question.
Yeah.
I would really like to have a talk with Kai Greene and get some questions that a lot of fans really want to know.
Yeah.
So he will be actually,
That'd
even
be
though
great.
he's not my favorite. Well, I can't say I'm a fan, but he's not my favorite bodybuilder. But he will be my number 1 guest in bodybuilding. What about you in bodybuilding?
Arnold. I want Arnold.
Yeah, but that's... Okay.
I want Arnold.
Are we talking about competitors now from the...
No, I'm talking about in bodybuilding.
Oh, in bodybuilding.
Okay. Whether it be in or out of bodybuilding, I want Arnold on the Rock. That is what that's, to me, that is the pinnacle.
Arnold and The Rock?
And that's what I'm going to be aiming for. And obviously, Thing is, we've got 24 episodes here, fully supported now.
Oh, that's so many. But
I know.
The Rock will be... Triple H and Lou Ferrigno, I would want.
Yeah, Triple H.
You don't like Lou Ferrigno?
I won't tell you my Triple H story because I know I've told it about 20
times. I was just about to cut in there and say exactly the same.
Yeah. Thank you.
Shout out to the Dictator, who's always giving us good information.
Yeah, thank you.
He had hernia surgery, sadly.
Oh, did he?
So he's dropped out of the show, the Ben Weider Cup.
Right, okay.
But he'll come back bigger and badder.
Okay.
And stronger and bigger and freakier the next...
He called me a few weeks ago. Yeah, we had a good chat. Nice guy.
The Dictator.
Really
What's his real name again? Because I always say the Dictator.
I don't want to say it. I don't want to say it, get it wrong. Faisal. I've got it on my phone, actually. I can't say it.
Faisal.
Yeah, well, the Dictator, yeah.
Who's your shout out? So I can get his name.
I haven't got a shout out. I haven't got one ready.
You don't have one ready?
No, sorry.
Who do we have on? Who knows?
Who knows? Do we know?
We don't even... It's going to be a good names.
Who knows? We don't know. Do we know? I don't know.
No. Well, it was good to be back.
Oh, it's good to be back, mate. Good to be back.
Back in the club. That's what got my... This is the 50 Cent jacket. Do you remember back in the day in the club video?
Did you...
With Game and G-Unit? So this is my G-Unit retro jacket from 1999. Don't look at that. Okay. Go on.
Nothing. I'm not saying anything.
Yeah, do you remember G-Unit at all?
I have not a clue what you're talking about.
You don't know who G-Unit is? 50 Cent, Lloyd Banks?
50 Cent. I know who 50 Cent is.
You don't know the group G-Unit? You know when everybody used to wear the bandana?
I'm too busy listening to Metallica and Five Finger Death Punch and Slipknot.
Chris, you know who G-Unit is?
Absolutely.
You don't know who... Wow. Well, that's
sad. I feel so un-G.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. No, but great to be back.
Yep. Okay, well, I hope you enjoyed our...
Shout out to Giles. Come on, say somebody.
I can't think of anyone. We'll just we'll double up on the next episode because we'll be back to film that tomorrow. We will be this episode will be going out on Monday, the 25th of
Arnold
February.
Classic week.
9 a.m. EST, 2 days before I fly out to the Arnold Classic. So we will be right back after the high-tech pharmaceuticals
with a special guest
ad break, and we have a very special guest, and we are out. And welcome back to episode 9 of MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Media Studios, joined by my co-host AJ, and we are joined by Josh, King of the Gym, Lenartowicz. We've got to give you a round of applause, Josh.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you for joining us, Josh. We really appreciate you coming on because this is being recorded, what are we, 9 days out from the Arnold? 10 days?
Yeah. Very close.
10 days at the Arnold. So, yeah, we really appreciate you taking the time to do this. And, yeah, we want to try and build a bit of hype for the Arnold. And so how are you feeling? How are you doing?
Yeah, well, thank you for having me on, and to all the viewers, thanks for listening in. It's been a really good prep. This prep's been my best prep so far, and after having a whole year off and then some. So by the time I get back on stage from the Olympia, it's like 18 months. So... it's been a really great off season for physically and mentally, and I've never been in love with prep as much as I have this time around. I mean, at this phase, I'm very tired and hungry and stuff like that. But apart from that, it's been pretty good.
Fantastic. Do you know what, Josh? That's so good to hear because I remember the last time I interviewed you was at the 2017 Olympia. And as you know, you'd had a very stressful time. You'd pulled out of all the post-Olympia shows. And I just sensed it in your voice. You just really just wanted to get home and kind of switch off. And because I know you have a life outside of bodybuilding. You're very connected with your family and your friends. And like for about a year, I don't think we really heard anything from you. And everyone was like, there was a huge question mark. Is Josh going to come back? And then obviously a few months ago, everything started ramping up and it was like, yes, he's back. So I'm so pleased to hear that you're in a good place right now and that you're actually back in love with bodybuilding.
Yeah, thank you. I was very close of just not competing ever again, just getting back into so it was really borderline. I just completely fell out of love with my passion, and the first probably quarter to half of a year I was still training in 2018, but I just didn't love it, and I thought, well, if this never comes back, I'm not going to force it. because if you force something, you're not going to do the extra hours of cardio needed for a contest and diet hard and train to that next level. So I just, instead of creating like a strategy for competing, I created a happiness strategy around my life and added things that would add value, and it was awesome. Really good.
Just one question before we go into that. How was your Josh Lenartowicz Classic? That was the Sunday, wasn't it?
Yeah.
How did that go?
Sunday we had it. Mate, it was huge. Perth, Western Australia. It's a city, but it's like a big country town in a lot of ways, and the whole lot of competitors. They had great feedback, but the crowd is phenomenal. Like they stay. Normally people come and watch their friends or family, and then they'll leave. But these people just stayed for every division and cheered and supported and really appreciated the show. And that's pretty rare these days, I find. So it was great for the athletes to have support and applause and cheering the whole way through.
How was the talent doing the show?
It was really good. We've actually got this guy who won the overall, James Newcomb, and he's like a little flex wheeler coming into his own. I think he's 23, and
I've seen this
guy. You guys should find some photos of him.
I think someone's put a thread on the MD forum. Was he a light heavyweight?
Yeah, he'll be a great 212 pro.
Nice physique.
Very, very complete. Yeah, and we had Brendan Sacker, he runs Stoldies there in Perth, and he was a heavyweight, and he looked phenomenal as well. But James is like pro ready.
What do you think is responsible for the kind of resurge in Australian bodybuilding? Is it down to people like Tony Doherty really kind of, changing the Australian pro to now the Arnold Australia? And obviously he's really doing a fantastic job in Australia because, I'm thinking back to when I used to be friends with Nick Jones.
Yeah, I know Nick.
Yeah, in 2002 when Nick did the NABBA Universe, he came and stayed with my house. Him and he was with Terry Roberts at the time. If you remember, she won the...
Do you know he's making his comeback this year as well,
No.
Nick Jones? Yeah, he's competing in this weekend.
Oh, wow.
He's competing this weekend in New South Wales, yeah.
Didn't he... Because I know... Because we kind of lost contact for a few years, but I think because he had some... It was an ME or something, some sort of... Something really kind of took him out of the game for a few years, and then he returned as a natural bodybuilder, and then he's kind of disappeared again, didn't he?
Yeah, he did. Now he's because Classic's open right up for him, and I'm not sure if he's going to do the weight class as well, but he's got a great Classic physique, so he'll do really well.
How old is Nick now?
Good guy, Nick.
How old is Nick?
I'm not too sure. Not too sure. I don't know. I don't know about that.
He's probably around my age, 28.
Looks great. Yeah, 23.
But now fans are real. This is the right time for your comeback because now it's the way things with Phil out and a lot of different people coming up and going away, retiring. This is the moment. Like this is the time for you to grab what's yours. What made you fall in love with bodybuilding again? Because you said you lost the love. We don't have to go into detail about that again. But how made you fall back into love? What happened?
Training consistently without the pressure of competing. And, when you compete at Season A and Season B, the Arnold's in the start of the year and the Olympia at the end of the year. And I've prepped for each Arnold Classic, even though I haven't done the last, two due to... bad circumstances with family and whatnot. So I still prepped for them. And it was like, 2 halves of the year, you're prepping for 4 months, 5 months, dieting and cardio and stuff. And it just wears on you. And to just train and love training and eating and just, I love lifting heavy. So for me, that challenge of hitting personal bests was something that was just incredibly motivating. And I fell in love. I'm like, this is what I remember and this is why I love it. And, I really do want to maximize my genetic potential, and I would regret it more than anything if I did give up. So it was a bit of both. But getting back, sorry man, I didn't acknowledge that. Tony Doherty has done amazing with bodybuilding in Australia. And in Australia, I call him the king of the industry here.
King of the gym, king of the industry.
King of the gym. Yeah, and he's done amazing here, and I wouldn't be in the position I am without him for sure. Because even as a young guy, I'd go up and see his pro shows. And he even talks about this to this day. All the people would swamp the winner, and I'd always walk up to Tony. I'm like, thanks for putting on a great show. And he always remembered that. And
nice.
It was really cool because I was just really appreciative that he would bring all these athletes in. I knew it would be a lot of work. And then I grew up that was when I was young, like 17, and 12 years later winning my pro card basically, and now having the position I'm in. So Tony's been the best for the industry. Can
you remember any of those particular Arnold Australia pros? Because I was just talking to AJ in the car on the way here, and I said this yesterday. I said about the best version I've ever seen that personally I liked of Kai Greene was the 2009 Australia Pro.
Oh, yeah.
Were you at that one?
The Grand Prix. Yeah, he looked next level. He was like, if he brought that to the stage, Phil would not have a chance. Like it was, and Phil's phenomenal, and that says a lot about Kai. And then he started just playing the size game for some reason. But Kai, 2009, man, it was like the audience when he turned around from the rear and hit his glutes, and it was like people were like either revolted, like thinking that's revolting, but they were thrown off the chairs. And they were just like, people just losing their shit everywhere. It was amazing.
Yeah. So which ones did you go to? Did you go to all of them or some of them, or because they've been running since like 2000 and something, haven't they?
Yeah. The only one I didn't go to was when they had it in Queensland, in Brisbane. So they didn't have. It was too far for me to fly. But every time it was in Melbourne, I was there supporting his show. It was great. It's the longest running show outside of, I think, the New York Pro and the Arnold. It's the Australian Grand Prix, which is now the Arnold. It's like the third longest running show in bodybuilding.
How was the transition when it went from the Australian Pro to the Arnold? Was it really having Arnold's name and that brand attached to it? Did it become so much bigger, or was it kind of just more prestigious having Arnold's name and having his team around that show to help Tony?
Yeah, I think both. Like once they had the Arnold Classic, I mean, that was 2015. It was the best lineup that Australia has had. It was Dexter and Evan and Rowley, and there was a lot of good competitors in the past, but it was 2 or 3 top runners. This time it was like a top 6, 7 kind of great athletes all coming in, and that plus strongman, and the show was just much more prestigious as well. So the audience was very thankful, and it was a really good show.
Yeah, I mean,
and it's from that it's got an awesome name.
It must be exciting though. I mean, obviously you're a big name. You've got guys like Lee Priest in Australia. What's it like then when all those extra pros come and they're all training at Tony's gym? And I can imagine how exciting it is for the bodybuilding fans all that way down there in Australia, to have that many big names. Because I remember when the Australia Pro, sometimes only maybe 3 or 4 of the really big names would come, but that was enough to draw the crowds in. I can imagine
Yeah, man, it was. And not just that, like there's all these pros coming in. So then you get all these people from different, who might not be members of Dolby's coming in all of a sudden at the casual visits so they can, check out the pros. And the gym's packed. It's like the energy in there is excellent around that time. So it's something, especially having like a year off, whenever that's on, that really revamps me and motivates me as well. Like if I'm not competing and I'm in Dolby's gym and there's pros training there, I really feel like, this is what I want to do more, because I feel kind of secluded here in Australia. Without any other sort of top level guys. So
are you the main kind of bodybuilder in quite a large area?
Yeah. We have like Melbourne, and people don't know familiar with Australia. We have Melbourne, Sydney, and Gold Coast are the biggest sort of areas for bodybuilding, and then Perth now is getting up there. But in terms of pro bodybuilders, it has been in the past. It's like Lee Priest and myself have been the only real ones. John Davies, who did one 2003. Yeah.
Luke Wood.
He runs a lot of. Yeah, Luke Wood's been really good. He never got to the Olympia, but he did really well.
I remember.
So we've had. Go ahead.
So I remember guys like Terry Mitsos. Sorry, I just got a few names popping into my head. Charlie Duca when he moved from Malta. Obviously Nick Jones. You've had quite a few.
Yeah.
Quite a few there.
Yeah, definitely. No, we've had some good athletes. John Torelli and the first guy competing against Arnold. It slipped my name. Roger Walker. Yeah.
Roger Walker. He was Australian, wasn't he? Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm more excited that Josh is coming back.
Yes,
because there's because also when you said the way you fell in love with bodybuilding again, it's also the reason why people always cherish, because you're not like those Instagram guys posting fake pics, talking about your cars. It's always about heavy lifting, size. For me, who's a Christian, he talks a lot about Jesus and God, and like it's hard work. It's just like the bodybuilders that we used to like in the 90s and 2000s.
I was just about to say that.
It's that old school Dorian Yates looking, freaky, in condition, size. Is the people who are like me and who are in our mid-30s. That's what we fell in love with, you know what I mean? And it's so great to see you representing that in such a good way. And we really missed you, Josh. We really missed you in the scene.
Yeah.
Really missed you. And you were like
appreciate that, mate. It means a lot, yeah.
Because in 2015, you were like a breath of fresh air. Remember 2015 when he came? It was just like, wow. Yeah. And you need to make the best of it now, huh, Josh?
Yeah, 100%, mate. It's I really wasn't going to get on social media at all, and I trained once. Ronnie Coleman come down to Melbourne, and I trained with him, and it was like, hey, if I want to make this a future, what's happened with sponsorships and things like that at the moment? And his manager was like, we don't look at anyone unless they have 100,000 followers. And then from that day, I signed on to social media, and at the start, it was like, this is shit, it's weird, and it's not kind of what I'm about. And then you realize, well, it's what you make of it, and if you want to promote, ass and tits and stuff, and people do that. But if you want to promote like a good message and stay true to your values and beliefs and morals, then that takes a bit more kind of critiquing and aligning and a bit more work, I believe, because it's easy to get on and cause hype and pick out and call out people and create hype about it. Like I could do that easy, but what does it say about your character is what I think. I think it's better to just shut your mouth, train hard, do the work. And then bring your best and let your body do the talking on stage. That's what I'm about. And it's been a great off season, and I'm looking forward to doing that at the Arnolds.
Having said that, I would like to see a bit more video footage from you.
Yeah. You know what?
Off season, come on, mate. Even if you just did it,
man.
Committed to once a month or something.
Yeah. No, you're right. I've got to do that. It's just it comes out of my without a sponsor, it comes out of my pocket. So
right.
Giving out content and stuff. It's like, well. Not that I'm hard for cash, but it's like I'd rather put the money towards, whatever's conducive to my bodybuilding lifestyle as opposed to giving out content, which I've done in the past, and I'm still going to do that in the future.
I'd like to see like a day in the life, if you've got like say a good student, a student videographer, and sorted something out with him, being attached to a big name, you could use that for college, work or whatever. I think there's something you could do maybe.
For sure.
Honestly, I would like to see like a day in the life, especially in Australia, and seeing the kind of lifestyle that, because we all see, the lifestyle of the American bodybuilders, but not the Australian.
Yeah. Man, I agree. And you know what? I did put a post out one time, and the feedback I got was like, oh, you're just looking for someone for free. And, videographers and photographers aren't cheap and you deserve to pay them. It was like, man, I could completely see the value in having someone on and using, me as one of the top bodybuilders in the world to leverage their career.
Exactly.
But some people don't think like that. So yeah, I would love that if someone would do that for me, for sure.
Well, yeah, he's coming. Chris is flying. Our producer, this is our producer, Chris. He's going to fly over now. He said if you send him first class, he's on his way now.
Mate, you'll live like with British, with the pounds here, you'll live like a king. You'll probably running the country with the conversion rate.
Training with Josh.
Get him training as well. I want to try and put some meat on him.
But you've been gone for a year and a half. Have you watched this Olympia? How did you? Yeah, this Olympia that just was. What was your reaction?
You know what? I was really happy that Shawn won. With his nice waistline and whatnot. Phil, it was for me. It was. You could argue either way. Like Phil had him from the back, Shawn had him from the front, but I wasn't there, and how bad that quality is. Looking at that Olympia footage online, it's you never see a dead straight angle. You needed that's what happened. Like the '90s, there was always that dead straight angle you could see from front on. The comparisons now, it's like swinging and on half the people, not on the other people, and you can never really get a good. Yeah, I find it's quite frustrating, but there's a lot of things that we could do to add more value to bodybuilding. In terms of a fan's perspective, and like I said before, I really appreciate that. I train hard like the '90s. That's all I hear these days is no one trains hard these days. No one works hard, and I'm like, I haven't seen any guys even from the '90s lunging 4 plates aside and they're doing that. But I'm like, why does everyone think no one trains hard these days? I know many people. There's like, Luke Senna from where you guys are from, Akeem Williams, was Dallas McCarver. Like, there's a ton of bodybuilders that train really, really heavy and move a lot of weight, and there's just, I don't know why people don't think that anymore. And Dorian, I had mad respect for him, but when he gets online and says that no one trains hard anymore, but he also doesn't. He couldn't list the top 10 bodybuilders on the planet. Like, he's that far detached from bodybuilding now that he shouldn't really speak about it if he doesn't know it. He probably could name the top 3.
Yeah, I think he's starting to get a little bit of love back for it, because I've noticed in his social media, he was he made no acknowledgement to bodybuilding for a very long time. And I think very recently, especially now Generation Iron are going to be doing this documentary on him, I'm starting to see a bit more of interest and getting a little bit of love back for the industry.
But it's a good point Josh made, that people in the media or retired pros, they shouldn't talk about how bad things are now if they're not even interested.
Yes.
You know what I mean? Like,
that's a good point. Very good point.
That's what I'm getting at. Like, if he was interested and if he would, wanted to coach athletes and top level guys and be involved in bodybuilding at this level, then it would merit his, like, if Jay Cutler came out and said it, you're like, yeah, Jay Cutler's got a good point. He's heavily involved in bodybuilding, but, when someone's detached from the lifestyle and from what's going on, it's like you can't really comment on things you don't know about.
It was better in my day.
It always is, isn't it? It's like they're saying, you never get a generation that goes, the next generation's going to be better than us. And they're going to be good. Everyone's always like, my generation was
back when I was a kid, I worked 30-hour shifts, don't mind. It's like, oh, God, okay. Yeah, we...
Who would you like to train with of the current pros out now?
Good question.
Who, if you can have 2 weeks and really see who's the man in charge, who would you train with?
I think Luke at the moment, I see him training really heavy. He's probably one of the guys. Akeem Williams trains very heavy as well. I think that's pretty cool. But they're the kind of 2 guys, just real heavy lifting and pushing themselves. And I find that the most appropriate for putting muscle on. For one, it lives in alignment with my beliefs of progressive overload. But then as well, it's like, I think just having that, and that's what I found very hard in Australia. There's not really many people here that do that.
Well, I know that you'll be both being contest condition, but Luke and you are doing the Arnold Australia. So maybe now we're generating this idea of this video content. Maybe you could get a bit of video content of even just training at 70%. Make it happen.
Yeah, training. Yeah, for sure. Training, because not heavy lifting when you're dehydrated and your joints are stiff.
Eat some.
It'd be like a Jean-Pierre Fuchs kind of episode if we did that.
Oh no!
We
don't want that.
Yeah.
What are you thinking this Arnold Classic? What's your mindset? Are you going in to win, or are you going in to look your best?
Not going in to win, for sure. Yeah.
How much do you?
Yeah. I'm a realist, man. It's like I believe I've done everything in my power to win, and if someone beats me, for sure I'm going to congratulate them and take it like a man and work on what I need to work on. But at the point coming into it, I believe wholeheartedly that I'm going to win this show. It's just, I think you need to have that mindset if you want to do all the extra cardio, like I said at the start. You want to do all the cardio, do all the stuff on the diet. If you don't believe you're going to win, you're going to cheat on the diet, you're going to not do the cardio, you're not going to push yourself in the gym. And I've pushed myself harder than I ever have. And I've done sometimes 3 cardios a day for weeks on end, and it's really
how long?
Yeah, can you give us like
dieting for like 20 weeks.
Wow.
Hot?
Dieting for 20 weeks.
20 weeks. Can you give us how one of your usual days, how it was? How did you cardio? Yeah.
Yeah, so how I fit that in is I'd get up at 6 a.m., do my walk, my cardio, so it's a brisk walk. I've got a dog, let it off lead and just do my brisk walk, come back, eat my first meal, do a round of posing, eat my next meal, train, eat my next 2 meals, do cardio, my next meal, cardio again, my next meal, bed. That's my day. And then in that, I've got to fit in coaching clients and things like that. And of course, being married and, friendships and stuff, it's still, trying to fit all that into this world of what makes you a human being.
Yeah. So I noticed on your Instagram you were on the scales at 280.
Yeah.
And
that's depleting as well, which is
wow.
We're very happy with that weight.
So you're someone. Are you not someone like Kevin Nerone that grows into a show? What sort of kind of body weight? Were you under 280 or over 280 when you started prepping?
When I started, I was the biggest. I got up to it was 145 kilograms, which is like 320 something pounds.
Wow. So you come down. You come down really, rather than up.
Come down. Yeah. I wanted to that's what made me fall in love with it. I started training, I was having a big rest and giving my body, a good break. And then sort of, I guess, halfway through the year-ish, I kind of started taking it serious. And that's when I started putting my size on. And, and then from that, like, I was looking for all options to try and get as big as possible. Like, I was even invested in and got a sleep apnea machine, because I thought, well, how are these strongmen getting so damn big and muscular and, and getting good night's rest? And it was like they were all on sleep apnea machines. And I'm like, well, there's a common thread that I need to get on putting this weight on to increase my performance in the gym.
How does that work?
So I was looking at all angles, because if you're not getting a good night's rest, if you starve your body of oxygen while you're sleeping, there's no way you're going to be able to lift to maximum potential.
No. What I mean is, sorry to interrupt, is it's not something that monitors your sleep. Is it something that helps your sleep? Because I've never heard of I've heard of sleep apnea machines where the air, right? Okay, so it's about getting oxygen in.
Yeah, you sit on your face in it. Yeah, because you can't humanly. It's not that functional getting over 300 pounds. It's like that's kind of even for someone of my height, it's like the breaking point of, if you put more weight on, you're just going to lose it again, because you're not going to be able to train heavy because you can't sleep properly and you can't keep the calories in. So it was like looking at all these ways I can improve and be a better athlete. And I don't believe any other competitor's done that. So I feel like, that already is an advantage leading into this next competition. And I'm going to continue to do that leading into, just things that are better for your health, because of course, if you're not getting a good night's rest, it puts more your body, your heart, your performance, so quality and quantity of life are affected.
That was something I picked up on, because I interviewed you when you won the Tampa in 2017. I interviewed you twice there. Yep. And that was something I picked up on in the interview. I think, well, there's two things. One was about your emphasis on importance of family and having a life outside of bodybuilding. I didn't just see you as a one-dimensional bodybuilder. And the other thing was health. You definitely, it's nice to hear a supersized pro really focusing and really wanting to talk about health and something that you really see as important.
Yeah, thank you. Well, it's like I mentioned, it's kind of quality and quantity of life. I mean, of course, being a muscular 120, 30 kilo guy shredded is not healthy, right? It's just not, your body shouldn't be that heavy, have that amount of muscle with the same size lungs, trying to pump oxygen everywhere. So how do you look at, okay, how do we make this body more effective and more functional and at the same time healthy? And there's all these different things like monitoring yourself with blood tests regularly and, a CT angiogram for your heart. And there's all these different things you can do to test for measures of quantity of life. And I worked in a medical clinic, which made it, gave me a lot of this information.
I'll give you insights.
Which does help. So which gave me a lot of insight into, pathology and reading pathology reports and stuff. So it's like, I'm no doctor at all. It's just, I just know that I'm like a sponge for anything to do with bodybuilding, right?
Yeah.
And you can talk about cars, which my best friend loves, and I could just switch off. And someone can talk about bodybuilding, and I'll just hear it, and it'll retain in my mind. And that's kind of the funny thing. Like, my closest friends aren't bodybuilders. They're just, even though he loves, cars, we don't connect on bodybuilding or cars, but yet we have the best laugh and the best time. So I mean, that's just,
So how is your blood work when you get it? Are you, like, if it starts to see a couple of things start to elevate, do you take appropriate measures?
Yeah, absolutely. Like, it's so you'll get we're very lucky here in Australia because we can bulk bill everything, which means the government pays for all the blood tests. So there's like your liver, your cholesterol, your kidneys, prostate, everything like that with the blood tests, and then measures like, especially with the amount of food we pump into our digestive system, I get like a gastroscopy and colonoscopy as well. And that's just a test for longevity of my life. If there's any issues and stuff that come about, I can, whatever I'm doing at the time, I can feel like that might be something that's not, productive to long-term health. So the body's so amazing and repairable as one thing too. So, I mean, sometimes things can be slightly elevated, but it's for a reason. But then you don't go and, bash those things all year long. It's for a short time. So even, man, like when I was, say, 20, 21, 22, 23, I competed in this. It was called the International Natural Bodybuilding Association. They had their Mr. Olympia and stuff, and I was second in the world in that federation. And it's like, at that time, taking just, creatine and
How old?
Multivitamin, like everything. My liver's elevated from that. So I mean, anything that you have to process through your liver, even though it's classified like through a naturopath as healthy, you're still going to put pressure on your liver. So there's no real way getting around it.
Well, I've had problems with cholesterol. I've had problems with liver enzymes. I've over the years, because I've competed and whatever. And that, like, I've heard that like a lot of sports people do have sometimes elevated testosterone levels. But this, I've read that necessarily with athletes, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's more the ratio of HDL to LDL that's concerning.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, but more even to do with that. The cholesterol is not as huge of an issue. Cholesterol is very important for being, for muscle growth as well. So it's more about the occlusions and blockages in your artery walls, and that's only really found from a CT angiogram and echocardiogram that you go and get tested, and that's the best method. I believe it was, don't quote me on this, it might have been Bill Clinton who had like their stress test, and his heart was steady, his heart was fine, and then within like a month he had a heart attack.
Oh, wow.
So it's like if you had that other test, it would be more. Yeah, if you had the other test, it'd be more conducive to long-term health, and it's more accurate.
Just to go back to your beginnings a little bit, can you talk a little bit when you competed as a because not everybody knows how you turned pro, because I don't.
Sure.
Where did you compete first? You say as a natural, and how much did you weigh then, and what made you?
I got up to 93 kilograms in that federation. So I started training when I was 14. My older brother was involved, and I really got into it to connect with him. Never thought I was small. Never was like, do I look big in this top, or do I look small in that? I was never one of these guys. So when I hear about, the muscle dysmorphia a lot of people have, it kind of like, it's a bit foreign to me because I never had to experience that. It's more about, I'm like, if you're 100 kilos, you're fucking huge. Like I don't see how people can not see that, but at the same time, I know it's an issue and a mental issue. So I'm not going to, bag that out. But what I got into it was for more of a reason to connect with my brother, and that's what sort of I fell in love with. And I wasn't able to train when I was 12. I wanted to, and my parents said that it would stunt your growth. They believed, and they said when you're old enough to work, you're old enough to train. So as soon as I got my part-time job, straight away I was at the gym as well. So it was a real privilege for me to be able to work out. And so that, and then I started when I was 6 years later. I did my first contest. It was just like a regional title of Mr. Melbourne. And I was petrified. My knees were shaking on stage, something fierce, and everyone could see, and it was a bit embarrassing, but I knew that bodybuilding was what I wanted to do because I'd seen it on ESPN with the Mr. Olympia and photos that my brother had on the wall of all the bodybuilders and stuff, and I knew that's what I wanted. So although that was a huge risk, and no one, because I'm from a small country town in Australia, there's like 15,000 people there, no one was bodybuilding. No one knew bodybuilding contests. My brother trained, but no one knew bodybuilding contests. So that was really foreign to people as well, like losing all this weight and putting this tan on. And my dad was like, what the hell is this crap? But when he saw like the crowd and everything get behind me, he really sort of respected it and loved it. So from that as well, it was kind of a sentimental thing that my father and I connected a little bit with before he passed away. And then that's when I stopped competing as in the INBA, in that federation. I was 23, and the biggest I got was 93 kilograms. So I took most of I took like the next, just trained myself. And then I was almost 30 and I took it to the IFBB, the IFBB routes. And I was about 114 when I started there.
Wow. And then
I competed at my very first contest at about 111. I was 114 when I was a bit chubby when I started taking that route. And and I competed in the IFBB, and doors open there every time. Every time I competed as an amateur, I won every show, and I'm like, there must be something in here for me. And it's been like that kind of since. And that's then turning pro and competing in the first Arnold Classic here was awesome.
Is that 2014 or 2015?
2015. Yeah. So I won my pro card in 2014, and normally you'd sit out and do your debut at some other time, but being in Australia, that was our last Grand Prix, and Tony's like, get over and compete with the pros. I'm like, cool. Get in there and you get smashed by everyone. You're looking around.
Do you believe you can be Mr. Olympia?
I do. It's a matter of, time and energy and all those things. Like, life has to permit it as well. I mean, I'm not going to destroy every relationship in my life for it. If I feel like it hasn't happened in the next couple of years, or I'm not getting close to it, then it's not going to happen. If I start going backwards consecutively more and more, and my body's breaking down,
seems to be
then
good.
It's time to cash in my chip and leave.
It seems to be good that you don't seem to be in a rush either. Like you've just had a year and a half off, and from what you've been saying in this interview, it's really done you good. So I sometimes say, you know, it's from a lot of these athletes, it's good to maybe take one step back to go 2 steps forward and repeat for really good, real true long-term success.
Yeah, I mean, absolutely. And I think that's important for anyone doing bodybuilding. You should always do that. If you compete, then take some time off, and then, you know, restart another prep. Don't just compete, you know, non-stop all the time. I feel like it's like you don't get, you know, top level like football players here that don't compete all year round. They're seasonal as well.
Yeah,
you know, it's like you have a season on, you have a season off, so the bodies don't break down. And it's kind of the same thing with bodybuilding. If you're looking at it for long term, then, you know, do it smart. And it's a time game. That's the unfortunate thing with bodybuilding. You can't, no matter what anyone says or what someone says about a product, you can't just whack 20 kilos of muscle on within 3 months. It's like you need to take time.
How old are you now?
35.
Oh, you're perfect age. Perfect age.
Yeah.
So that's, Would you consider moving to America or in the future?
You know what? Because, you know, I didn't really consider it and didn't really want it. But, you know, not being sponsored and doing, you know, I have a good sponsor with Doherty's Gym and Muscle Mills Direct, my food sponsor. But as far as like, you know, a high supplement contract that a lot of the top guys have, you know, I haven't got that, and I feel like being in Australia has hindered me. So definitely, I'm more open to being in America now and doing that. That would be something I've been much more open to discussion.
So people in America, you better but people like this,
35.
He's 35. He's going to be the
Perfect
future
age.
of the IBB Pro League.
Perfect age.
He's ready. And you got to go to America. You got to make this happen, Josh. With more money, more time to rest, more time to, you know what I mean, train, eat. You know, this schedule he just said, with
I think.
Oh, man, people think. I've heard other bodybuilders complain a bit about it, but I'm like, you guys haven't had it harder than me. I have done the Arnold and the Olympias without sponsors.
Yeah,
you know, they're the top runner. No one does that now. It's like I've always had to work 2 jobs, and I'm a hard worker, and I've had to, you know, do all those things. So it's like it would make it definitely being aligned with a company that has great products for one, that value there, and also help, you know, both grow, be a mutually beneficial deal. I can definitely see the benefit, but. You know, I'm not just going to fly over to America and set up shop, you know, because nothing could probably come as well. And then I've, you know, picked up my wife away from her family for nothing.
Where would Josh fit the best?
Where?
In America. And which gym? And
which gym?
in Texas with Ronnie Coleman?
Where in America is it?
I think he'd like Metroflex. I've trained
Metroflex
there. I've trained there. He would love Metroflex.
Yeah?
Maybe even too hot for him.
That's hardcore. And Josh is hardcore.
Melbourne's... Texas is hot. Melbourne gets damn hot. It gets like 40, 45, which is like 120, 110, 120. It gets really hot in summer, and it's a really weird heat here. It's either really hot or really cold in Melbourne.
So what
and Doherty's Gym, there's no aircon there. It's kind of a bit hardcore as well. So that's kind of the same as where I'm training now is Doherty's Gym in Dandenong, and there's like it's really kind of old school, heavy, you know, old, even the thin plates, not the Olympic. Olympic bars.
I've got those in my gym.
So it's really like it's got a combination of everything. I really love it.
How many gyms has he got then?
Oh, he had about 6 or 7.
Oh, really? I didn't know that. I didn't know that.
Taking other states.
So
it's done really well.
Because I mean, I know Metroflex. I've been to the other Metroflex in Plano, and they've obviously got a few of them, and they're very similar style gyms. But are they obviously franchised, or are they? How are they? Does he own them? Or?
Yeah, he does. I'm sure his business partners with the other guys.
Oh, fantastic! Yeah. That's good. Well, he's a big name in Australia, isn't he?
I'm a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm a little upset that the world's top 10 bodybuilder doesn't have a proper sponsor.
Yeah, I find that strange.
It doesn't. It doesn't. I've loved bodybuilding all the time, man. I'm still with or without a sponsor. I'm going to push my body to the limit, and that's it. I'm not going to kick a moan if I don't have a sponsor. It's not the be all and end all. It's just bodybuilding's changed in the last especially 5 to 10 years.
Yeah,
So.
Going to the Arnold, I mean, I see that I always have like the top 6 Olympia guys as the top elite guys, and then you've got the guys the next level who are looking to crack through to that top 6, and I think Josh is on the cusp of that.
Yep.
Obviously, at the Arnold Classic, you're going to be going up against quite a lot of top 6 Olympia guys. I think a lot of people are predicting you to be top 3 or top 5. And that means, look at the names on the list, that means you are going to be stepping over some big names who are top 6 Olympia guys. How do you feel about that?
Man, absolutely. There's a lot of great competitors in this show. I think, to say anyone's that I'm going to just, destroy them on stage is for one, arrogant and not true. It's like I believe that I've done enough in my power to improve and be the best version of myself, which is I believe is going to win the show. And saying that, you're going against great athletes like William Bonac and Rolly Winkler and Brendan Curry, who were 3rd, 4th, and 5th place at the Olympia. And they're tremendous athletes. So it's going to be definitely a battle. And if I can, jump over any of those guys, then it's going to be a good run for the Olympia.
I think one of your strengths, I said this to you when I interviewed you in Tampa, I said for a big guy, you've actually got very, very good aesthetics. Because most guys, sometimes around 280, they might have big, thick waists or poor aesthetics or poor balance. And, you've got a tight waistline, everything's very symmetrical. But I think that is the future, big guys with aesthetics. And that's why I think Josh is going to do very well at this Arnold Classic.
Yeah.
Thanks very much, mate. It's
After you.
No, the fans want it. That's for sure.
Yeah. Well, yeah, there's definitely, I think there's already with Shawn Rhoden at the Olympia, there's a change in the air. And, you can see the front runners from the Olympia of the past. I mean, how long... We don't know how much longer Phil Heath's going to be competing for. That's a bit, in the air at the moment. Dexter's, been competing non-stop, and he's phenomenal and so much respect for what he's done. How much longer is he going to go? That's a question as well. So there's a couple of guys from that top 5 or 6 that are, jumping out of the federation in the next couple of years. Yeah. And it does leave it wide open for guys like, myself and to come in there.
But you're 35. I mean, most guys in the top 6 Olympia are around 40. I think you and William Bonac in your mid-30s, which is absolute Nathan D'Asher.
Brandon Curry,
was he 30?
36.
36. Yeah, see, these are the guys that are the ones that are going to be breaking through. And even if they don't win the Arnold Olympia this year, in 2 years, with some of these other names retiring, these are the next generation. These are the Arnold Classic and the Mr. Olympias of the future.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, unfortunately, you just can't beat age. And as you get older, it just gets a little bit harder, and bodies don't perform as well as they used to. So these guys who are coming, going to be falling off. They're going to be regressing as we're progressing with, youth on our side in the bodybuilding world. And yeah, I can definitely see that.
Yeah. I mean, Shawn Rhoden's nearly got 10 years on you. Dexter's got 15 years on you. Rolly's over 40. It's a really good place to be.
It's a right time for Josh.
Everything good time to come back.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah. It's going to be good, mate. It's going to be really good.
Yeah. So, now, obviously, at the Tampa, I was so impressed how you looked at the 2017 Tampa. And I believe, in fact, you actually put a photo I took of you on my phone. You put it on your Instagram today. I was like, hey,
I saw that there.
Yeah, I was like, one of my photos. I actually took that on my phone. And you said Max Charles had, was it shoulders from another planet or something?
Yeah. He does have video with his side raises. It's impressive. Very impressive. Yeah. When he does his side raise videos. Shoulders are huge.
Yeah. But I mean, that was. I think we were about 270 at that show.
Yeah, it's 270, and I still had some body fat to lose for sure. So I think by the time I would have got on stage sharp, it would have been maybe 265 or 267.
Yeah.
So yeah, being in around 270 at the show, I'm already in better condition than that.
This is what I'm leading to.
It's going to be good.
So you're going to be your best ever this Arnold. You're going to looking for your best package ever this Arnold, aren't you?
Yeah, definitely. Like it's, you sometimes hear people say that I'm bringing my best ever, and it's hard when they've competed in season A and season B. The Arnold and the Olympia. It's like, well, how much improvements can you make in 4 months, 5 months? You might work on condition or the dryness a little bit, but for me to have 18 months off, I've been in love with it again, trained very heavily. I've had such bad circumstances in the last couple of shows I've done around me, stress-wise. So it's been really good this time. There hasn't been that. Even my wife says this has been like the easiest prep and the best prep I've ever had. And I haven't, my issue as a rookie coming into it was self-sabotage with the food, or just like binge eat and diet really hard. Then I'd eat, and people say you can't out-train a bad diet. And, I was doing it for quite a while, but in order to be the best, you can't do that. And I've had, my meals, all of my meals, I'd always get them in, and it's been really great, man. It's been awesome. I'm looking forward to seeing how I present on stage. That's the most motivating thing for me is, I'm very self-motivated. Seeing the photos and the videos and how much because it's like you're building something, and it's what it is. You're building in the gym, building up on these weak points to make your weak points symmetrical with your strong points, and you're creating what you believe, is the vision in your mind, and you're doing it with really hard, intense workouts and heavy weights and strategic workouts to position certain exercises before others, and then the food around that. So, that's what keeps me really driven and motivated. It's what I'm looking forward to see.
What I was leading to, going back to the Tampa thing, because I knew you were on about 270. I remember seeing you from the back thinking, because you're 6 weeks out from the Olympia there. And I thought, he's where he needs to be at 6 weeks out, enough to win the show and enough to, I thought, like 265. Now, what I'm shooting at is Tony Doherty sent me that hand on hip, most muscular at his gym from a week ago. Yeah. And he sent me it on DM, and he said, this is Josh at I believe, 286. So that was back then. So what I'm trying to get at is, I'm thinking you're going to be around maybe 280. So that's going to be 15 pounds on your best look, on an already very, very dense, muscular, like kind of shredded physique. So 15 pounds. I think we're looking at, I can't wait. It's like, so you see what I mean? He's that 18 months really has.
And we saw the Rolly Winkler guest posting video.
Oh, don't know what's going on.
So,
there.
I don't, mate.
Did you see that one?
That's a strange one. I did. That's a strange one with Rolly. I remember.
I don't get it.
Doing the Olympia though, and seeing Rolly 2 days before the Olympia, and he looked so damn he looked out of shape, and I'm like, oh man, Rolly's not going to be an issue at this show, and then 2 days later, he rocks up to the Olympia. He's dry and he's conditioned.
I've seen this.
So I'm not counting Rolly out. So even though I've seen that video, I'm like, it's Rolly. He'll pull it in most likely. But it was shocking to see I thought he'd be a lot better than that in 2 weeks out.
Yeah.
But at the same time, he probably had to fly and held water. Maybe increase the carbs or increase some food for the guest posts to look really big. You don't know. It's just a different era now than what it used to be with the photos and videos and stuff. You wouldn't see that back then.
It doesn't surprise me that you kind of looked up to like Dorian's physique, and you have those kind of even the way he did the front lat spread. What was I going to say? I forgot what I was going to say.
I don't know.
I completely forgot. No, sorry. About conditioning at that kind of point out. It's like, are you one of these guys that you need to be like Rolly? It's like if you were looking like that in that kind of condition 2 weeks out, I imagine you'd be worried, because all the photos we see in the lead up, you're like granite hard, even weeks and weeks out. You're not really a watery physique, So
it's interesting, mate. I changed quite quickly, and I'm coaching myself. I'm obviously still trying to work out things for myself as well. Whether I look better coming in a little bit fuller with my proportions, because of course with fullness there's a bigger frame there, or really razor sharp and then trying to fill out from there, because you can also push it. And that was one thing with Kai, he looked great razor sharp, and then he pushed it and got a little bit smooth and didn't look so good. But then Oscar tried to bring him in really lean for one, and he looked horrible as well. So it was like there's trying to be a fine line, where you're sharp enough and you can fill that out and look phenomenal, or you can just look stringy, especially with me being a bigger guy. With limb lengths, you can look, stringy and small if you don't. Your arms can look, stringy compared to the proportions of your body if you don't do it properly. So, I believe I've got so many notes in my phone, man. I've been going through them like crazy, like a mad scientist the last couple of weeks, trying to okay, what's going to be the perfect, formula with everything for this show. So, I'm trying to pick the best bits from all the contests of the past and putting it all in. And it'll either be a great result, or it'll be a letdown, but it's all learning, and I'm hoping it'll be a great result. Obviously.
Including yourself, who do you see in the first call out at the Arnold Classic?
Yeah, I believe the first call out they're going to put William, Rowley, Brendan, Cedric, and myself. They're going to do 5. I believe they'll do that, unless Cedric's way off, which is very likely that can happen.
Yeah. But he always seems to bring his best to the Arnold. He always looks good at the Arnold.
He's always sometimes.
Well, the last 3 years he's had second, first, third, and he has kind of brought the best package for Cedric. I think he looks good. It's usually the Olympia he messes up.
A lot of people say the same thing, Giles.
What?
That.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So he's not wrong with that.
I'm sure you can't knock Cedric. I'd say it to his face. Cedric knows that he doesn't. He's hit and miss with it. I mean, he before Poland one time, it was like strict as. He leans to me next to me and goes, "I ate Pizza Hut last night." I'm like, "What?" And then after the show, we went to that Pizza Hut, and the waitress is like, "Same as last night." I was like, "No."
Oh, no! Cedric, we're on to you. We're on to you.
Yeah. Oh no.
Okay, do you want
to? No, we just you can.
You ask a couple of questions.
Okay, no, we just. I don't know what to ask right now because I'm more hyped about the Arnold now. we want to see.
Well, this episode is going out Monday the 25th, so we'll be leading up to the Arnold. So we're really hyping you for this one, Josh.
Thank you.
No, we just
said Cedric then.
And then the Arnold Australia. Is there anything going on? Is there any is there anything new that's going on there? Is there special events going on? Is it just a show? Is there something Tony Doherty has?
Yeah, Tony's always putting new stuff on. And
yeah.
I think last year there was a big kids expo as well, and
cool.
There's all these new divisions, and there's like a celebrity hangout bit, and it's going to be really cool. This Arnold. I mean, we have our clothing line. We're going to have a booth there, which is very handy. So yeah, that's going to be cool, man. It's going to be a big weekend. I love the Australian crowd. Obviously, being my home crowd, it's going to be, great. Stepping out on stage after I haven't for the last couple of years, and hoping I can do back-to-back wins.
Just one question: have you chosen your posing routine music yet?
Oh, he's a good poser.
I had this routine done.
Yeah,
man, like straight away. I hooked up with the coach Craig Lucas for posing, and it was like 15 weeks out, we had a routine.
That's how you do it. That's how you do it.
Yeah, that is, and I've been working on it, every day.
Brilliant.
With this exception of a couple of days I've missed. So I've been really, really strict with this posing routine, because that's something I definitely needed to work on. And I hope it comes good. It's a bit out of my comfort zone, this style of posing, but it looks good.
So at least we'll have good posing from William, Cedric, and Josh at the Arnold.
Yeah, because they're counting this, yeah. So
the rest aren't very good posers.
Yeah, and they released the posing coach was loving it, because they released that Ed Corney posing award, $10,000 posing award at this show, and he sent me this message. He's like, "We've already been working on it. You're going to win it."
Yes.
I'm like, "Oh, mate, you can't count your chickens before they hatch." Like it's hard comp, and but yeah, do everything in our power to make it happen.
Wow, it's going to be great.
Yeah. Huh? Yeah, it's going to be fantastic. Okay, Josh, do you want any?
Yeah, it's been serious, man.
Do you want to ask any more final questions before we let Josh go?
No, just want to say thank you so much for using so much time in this last weeks before you're doing the Arnold. I'm really excited to be talking to you. I'm really excited because we haven't seen you in a while. So we know all the fans will be watching this interview. I really hope you go to America, get yourself a sponsor there, and become Mr. Olympia, Josh.
Yeah, that's a dream. That'd be amazing to do. And look, thank you for having me on, and thank you for the encouragement. And it's just after midnight here.
Oh wow!
It's been good that you've kept my mind off food for the last hour. Great. I'm always awake thinking of food.
Also, Josh, do you like the new studio?
You said it again.
No, we did this off camera. I want to get it on camera.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Come on, I want to show off the new studio.
And what did you want me to say? What did you want me to say about it again?
It was all Giles' idea.
Looks great.
Yeah.
And he's looking huge in the screen, huh, Giles?
Yeah, I know. It's like,
it's so fantastic.
I think he's done it. He stretched it to make himself look bigger.
It's nice to see the bodybuilders looking huge again.
He's trying to cycle the other competitors out. That's what he's doing. Yeah.
Do you want to do a quick Instagram live?
Sorry?
Do you want to do a quick Instagram live?
Yeah, before we...
How? What now?
We did one yesterday.
Oh, yes. Oh, yeah, on your phone. Sorry, I want to do a quick Instagram live because we did, yeah.
We just didn't say goodbye. We wanted...
Yeah. Sorry, it's our producer throwing ideas at us.
Say goodbye.
Yeah, just say. Okay, then,
So
Josh. I feel left out now. I feel left out. Yeah. All right. All right then, Josh. Thank you so much for coming on, and I'll be flying out. When do you fly out?
Yeah. Wednesday we land in America.
I fly out Wednesday too. So I'll hopefully see you at the Hilton. See you at the Meet the Arnold competitors on Thursday. I'll come and grab you for an interview.
Great, mate. Look forward to it. Hope you have a safe flight.
And stay relaxed, stay focused, and we'll look forward to seeing you in that first call out at the Arnold Classic.
Thank you for your time.
Thanks so much for having me on.
All right. Big thank you there to Josh Lenartowicz. Thank you, Josh.
Bye.
So what do you think? What do you think?
What do you think? He's looking.
Microphone.
Get excited now. Who cares about this microphone? We have Josh. No, but he's looking ready, clean, huge.
Looks good. Looks healthy.
Looks healthy. Skin
seeing
looks
his
good.
forearms and everything, he just looks full and
hung.
Oh, thank you for having me on. He's just messaged us on Skype there. Sorry.
Well, thank you.
Joshua Lenartowicz, thank you for having me on.
We thanking him for the beyond.
Yes.
No sponsors. What's going on with the supplement industry
I
these
thought
days?
even in Australia, there's quite a few supplement brands in Australia. I don't know. Maybe he needs to show more ass pics on Instagram.
So, what do you... well, we can't predict, but... how much did he say he weighed again?
I think he said he was 280. Well, he's 280 depleted. Like, carved in the morning when he's... Because when you weigh yourself in the morning, you probably... Someone his size would maybe be 5, 6, 8 pounds heavy by the end of the day.
Have we changed Lenartowicz now to top 2?
Well...
I love the big size. Tall, wide, strong.
I said in the interview, look, he hasn't made the top 6 of Olympia yet. But we've got top 6 Olympia guys like William Bonac, like Rowley. I think he's going to step over at least 2 or 3 of those big names. Mm-hmm. Because he's been third at the Arnold Classic, but it wasn't this kind of lineup. But I still think, even with the tougher lineup and with the fact he's put on so much muscle, I think he's going to be... he's definitely going to be first call out, and I think he's going to surprise and he's going to step over some big names.
What we know this Arnold Classic is, at least for the pictures we've seen, is that Brandon Kerr is very improved and Josh Lenartowicz is very improved.
Yes.
And we haven't seen Bonac.
Cedric will look as good as he always looks. I think William Bonac is...
We don't know yet how he looks.
We don't know. Neil Hill will be bringing him in bang on. Yeah.
So, and he was the winner last year, so...
Yeah. Well, I think all he has to do is maintain that look. Because I think he looked better at the Arnold Classic last year than he did the Olympia. There was 2% off at the Olympia, and I think that's why he slipped down to 4th.
Josh has that type of aura for Mr. Olympia, doesn't he? Like an aura, doesn't he?
Yeah. Yeah, he does. And like I said, this, like Dexter and all the... You don't happen with Phil Heath now. Is he one of these guys... that he is like... I didn't realize he was 35.
He's only 35.
You just assume these top guys are like 40 and maybe they've got 2 or 3 years. I mean, Shawn Rhoden, 43.
He's only been pro for 5 years, and 2 of those years he hasn't competed. So he's fresh.
Yeah. I honestly, I was really... Because we didn't really touch on the whole Dallas McCarver thing because I didn't really want to focus on it. It's like I think you mentioned Dallas's name and he kind of said like, "Oh, I don't mind," sort of thing. He said
no point of talking about that now.
But either. I thought no, we want to focus on the Arnold, focus on the fact that he's back and kind of because it's been kind of spoke about. I've interviewed him about him, asked him about it, and it's done now. So
I'm happy we got the first episode back, Global Muscle, new studios. And we got the first interview back with Josh, who hasn't done any interviews.
That's right. And we are not going anywhere now for the next 6 months. I'm sorry, everyone, but you're stuck with us every single Monday.
No, so Josh Lenartowicz, great one.
Absolutely fantastic. I knew the thing is, I didn't really know Josh, but I remember I was at the 2017 Tampa, and he was the first one I grabbed because he was at the competitor meeting, and I interviewed him, and it was my first video interview back with MD for 3-4 years. And I remember being pleasant, because I was a bit nervous because I hadn't done an interview with MD for a while, and I was pleasantly surprised at what a lovely guy he was, what a family guy. Very, very, there seemed to be like no ego, very much talking about family, and and then I interviewed him once he won out the front, and he was talking about, and I remember what did he say about money? He says, look, money's not that important. Money comes, money goes. Do what you love. He said, that's what you should pursue in life. So
and his diet regimen, getting up is... getting up 3 times cardio, train, pose, eat, train, pose, eat.
He's old school.
That's how you want to do it.
Yeah, he's old school. And we'll return with our next guest for episode 9. welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio, episode 9, here at the Pump Meter Studios, joined by my co-host AJ, and we are joined by one of the pre-Arnold favourites, Brandon Curry. Brandon, how are you, mate?
We still clap, though.
Yeah, we still clap, yeah.
We're still clapping. It's not that. Yeah.
Damn right. How you doing, Brandon?
Doing great, guys. Doing great. Had a leg day, so I'm recovering.
Oh.
So you're still a bit, would that be one of your last leg sessions now before the contest?
Yeah, it's pretty much the last one. Besides maybe some touch-up work towards the finish, but it's the last hard leg day, so it's in the books.
Yeah. So how are you feeling anyway? You feeling, obviously, I mean, at this 12 days out from the Arnold Classic when the time we filmed this.
Yes.
So how are you feeling? How's the prep gone? I mean, how's it been?
Hey, man, this has been a good prep for me so far. Coach Adula's really dialed it in right, timed everything pretty good. At this stage, it's day to day. Some days you feel energy, some days you have none. But as far as the prep has gone all together, man, it's been great. I feel like we've been ahead of schedule the whole time.
Yeah. I saw that picture you posted, the front lat spread, and it was taken, you had it next to 10 days out from the Olympia, next to 10 days, no, not 10
16
days.
days.
16 days out from the Arnold Classic. Huge improvements. Can you tell us if there's any difference in body weight?
I actually, no, I think I'm lighter, actually.
Oh, wow.
Oh.
Yeah, it looks...
Yeah,
I've seen
I think
it
we're lighter, actually. From the, I think we were 117 as for the Olympia from that day. And I think we worked 113 on that day, on the recent day, and then for a lat spread. So,
yeah. I also saw the picture you posted. I think it was from the 2016 Olympia. I was at that Olympia, and I remember obviously, you didn't. Well, you went from last call out at the 2016 Olympia to first call out at the 2017 Olympia. So that's quite a difference looking back from 2016, isn't it?
Yeah, it's crazy. It's a crazy difference. It's crazy. I mean, this prep has been focused on quality, man, balance and quality. So it wasn't about necessarily getting bigger, but I think that muscle maturity factor is really showing in my physique now that I'm 36 years old. So I feel it's going to be a lot for these guys to really handle coming into.
Do you feel more confident now than we spoke last time? Or how?
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course, man. I'm more confident now, man. It's right around the corner, man. I feel like it's my show to lose,
I'll tell you when I got really excited about you actually being able to win this show is I was talking to your coach, Abdullah, and he was saying, what do you think? And I said, well, I think Brandon overall has enough kind of size and shape and symmetry in the front and the side. I said, but the back shots, he really needs to get more detail. So I think this was at 4 weeks out. And he said, please don't show these to anyone, Giles. And it was a rear lat spread, a rear double bicep. And I said then, at 4 weeks out, you were in but there was much more going on, much more detail. Like there was stuff going on your hamstrings that I've never seen before than there was on stage at the Olympia last year. So that for me was like a really exciting moment. And that's when I started putting on the forums, put it in my MD column. I was saying, look, this guy could be a dark horse for the actual win, not just top 3.
Is this prep better for you than the Olympia prep? Which prep do you like the most?
I mean, this prep has been slightly different.
Okay.
But like I said, it's been easy. It's been easier, I think. Okay. I think when I consider it, I mean, my Olympia prep wasn't hard. But this prep, I think, it just went by real smooth, really smooth. So, I mean, it's been different, but I think in a better way. We did things slightly different, but like everything's clicking on all cylinders, man. Everything we want to happen is happening.
So when do you fly out to Columbus?
Say it again.
When do you fly out to Columbus?
Well, one more time. Hold on.
Sorry. When do you fly out to Columbus?
Oh, Monday.
Oh, Monday. Next Monday.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I fly out next, Wednesday. So are you going to be doing the Arnold Australia as well?
Yeah, we're coming straight there. New York to Columbus. Yeah.
And that's not in the... It doesn't say on the poster you're going to do it, does it? It doesn't say on the Arnold Australia poster that you're going to do it, but you will do it.
Oh, you talking about, am I doing the Arnold Australia?
Yeah.
Oh, no.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I thought you were. Sorry,
No.
I didn't see your name on the list.
No.
That's no go.
So,
No, okay. But this is
We gonna go in, take what we can, and take a rest for the Olympia. Enjoy some time with the family, regroup, and decompress a little bit, and get ready to get my mind back ready for the Olympia. So,
how long will you be going back to America for?
This prep was probably like 12 weeks. So, I'll be at home till like at least the summertime, I think, and come back for the prep for the Olympia prep. It'll be about the same. So, we don't need. I don't think we need too much time to improve upon what we can bring in the beginning of the year to the end of the year. So, I just want to spend some time at home and give my kids and family some time, and then back to business.
Cool.
Well, do you know which posting song you're going to post to?
It's a secret now, man. It's a secret. Actually, I got my sister working on some tracks. We pretty much got the routine. I know what I'm going to do, but we got to make sure the dramatic impact of the music is there. So, yeah, I mean, everything's pretty. It's about there.
Okay.
Fantastic. Now, I mean, we spoke before. I think this is the first Arnold Classic in Columbus you've done since, was it 2015, you said to me?
Yeah, 2015, yeah. I thought it was 2014, but I actually did 15 as well.
Yeah, so 2015. So you've really chose a really tough Arnold Classic to come back at. So if you win this one, you are taking some major scalps.
Yeah, I mean that's the plan. I mean, that's the reason I'm doing it, man. The reason I'm doing it. I sat back, I watched the show last year. Some of the official members of the Arnold committee were like, when are you going to do the show again? I was like, next year. I actually said in an interview with one of the guys. And so I stuck to my word and my mind set on it. And I was like, I got to do it, man. This is the trophy I need. This is one I don't have,
Well, you've already got an Arnold Classic title, isn't it? Is it the South African one you won?
Say it again?
Was it the Arnold Classic South Africa you won?
No, Brazil.
Brazil.
Australia.
South America, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Brazil and Australia, yeah.
So, are you sure you don't want to go for the Arnold Australia? Maybe get all three?
Well, it's just like I say, it's it's one of those things. It's one of those things. Yeah, traveling that far, trying to peak again. Anything can happen. I like to have all the conditions right here in my hands and capitalize on this first show. Not thinking about what's next. I'm gonna put it all into this one. I don't want to have to think about what's next. I'm ready to say finish this one, put my best effort into it, get home, and enjoy and relax with the fam. And give them back what I owe them.
Yeah. Are you looking forward to having another crack at Rowley and William after the Olympia? Are you looking forward to having another crack at Rowley and William after the Olympia?
Of course, man. Of course.
Yeah.
Of course.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm looking at a crack. They're my boys, but we got to battle it out on stage, and I'm ready, man. I'm ready. Hope everybody's ready. But I'm definitely ready, man.
Okay, well, AJ, I'm gonna give the final question to you, and then we're gonna let Brandon go. But just this little update for us.
Yeah, it's not a question. It's nice to see your face looking very lean. I
got the gray stuff going on, but I got to cover it up a little bit so I don't look like I don't look too sick,
But I'm rooting for you. I couldn't go because they wouldn't let me into America.
Yeah, Trump doesn't like Brandon.
I don't know, man.
AJ.
But we'll be rooting for you in Norway, that's for sure. And I really wish you the best of luck. And in my prediction, I picked you as the winner. I don't want to say who Giles picked, but I picked you as the winner. So good luck.
God willing, man. Thank you guys for your support.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go there and do my best, get my all, put on the show for the fans, and like I said, appreciate MD's support. Appreciate you guys at Pump Media Studios. Like what you're doing. Great work.
Do you like the new studio?
What's that?
Do you like the new studio?
Yeah, the studio, man. It's awesome, man. I see the pictures. You sent me that video. I was like, man, y'all doing some big things. Look at all the cameras and everything. It's no joke. So, y'all definitely taking this bodybuilding stuff, media to a higher level, man. And that's what we need.
Thank you.
Doing our best, and you guys deserve it because you're the superstars. So, fully deserved. Okay, Brandon. Well, I'm going to let you go and recover from your leg session. And
if you got any background noise, I'm at Batter's restaurant, Rams.
Oh, his restaurant. Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's where I'm doing this from. So I'm here at Graham's Spanish restaurant in Kuwait. So
okay.
So loud. That's why I'm here.
Are you? What are you eating there now?
I had some steak and sweet potato today after training. You know, Coach told me to get too depleted from leg training, so he decided to feed me some steak and keep me a little full. You know.
Wow.
All right, Brandon. Well, we will see you. Well, I'll see you next week in Columbus.
Yeah.
And all the very best, mate. And I can't wait to see you in that first call out. I'll be going bananas. So see you next week in Columbus, buddy.
Yes, sir.
Bye.
Thank you, Brandon. Hey, he did the arm. Yes.
No, we gotta get Giles.
What's that?
We gotta get it for our Instagram live. That bicep shot.
Oh, go on then.
Brandon, we have to do one corny thing.
Corny.
Right,
We gotta get. Wait.
AJ's trolling.
Hit it. Squeeze it, Brandon.
Come on.
Yeah. There you go.
All right,
Thank
Brandon.
you.
Cheers, mate. Thank you.
Thank you. Good luck.
All right, guys.
Bye.
Have a good one.
Bye.
Oh, bro.
Oh
AJ.
man, but Brandon is such a.
He's a cool dude.
He's what? Yeah, but he texts. Well, for you, this is for Giles. This is normal, but for me, who's new in the media game, he's so quick to answer. He's so positive. He's so respect. Like he appreciates the support.
Yes.
And it shows, you know.
Sorry, I'm just showing him, showing the viewers who are watching YouTube the latest article in the latest edition of MD. Antoine Valant on the front cover. Some fantastic Jason Breeze pictures there. I'm assuming this was from after the Olympia afterwards.
Jason Breeze got great pictures, by the way.
Yeah, he does. He's very good.
He's really good.
Very
so are you, though. You're a cameraman too.
I've been known to be. Yes.
Yeah.
So yes. So we're going into This is going into the.
This is just going to the. This is going.
No. This is.
Yeah, this is.
No. Yes.
This is
okay.
it.
Well, okay. That's just a little update.
Quick update. Yeah.
Yeah, just a very quick update because it's nice to follow up on our guests. Was it Brandon was episode 6, wasn't he? Sergio was episode 5.
Before, wasn't it 3?
No, that was Zach.
Episode 5 then.
Episode 5 was Sergio.
Wasn't Brandon
Sergio
before?
was episode 5.
Okay.
Brandon was episode 6. Dennis Wolf was 7, and Jose Rain was episode 8.
Yeah.
So
yes.
So this is just a little quick update there for episode 9 for our pre-Arnold.
And this will be out the same day, the same week.
This is out on the 25th, Monday the 25th, 9 a.m. EST. So
same day he leaves to Columbus.
Yes, that's correct. Okay.
Good.
Okay, I want to give you a quick update there, and we will return with our next guest for episode 9. And welcome back to MD Global Muscle Radio, episode 9, the Arnold Classic special. Oh, it's this guy. Joined by AJ, and here we are with superstar Zach King Khan. Yeah. How you doing, buddy?
Superstar.
No, but he's the person we have had Phil Heath, Flex Lewis, Sergio, all the legend. Zach Khan is the one with the highest numbers on YouTube, Zach. Yeah. You are the guy with the most views, actually. 98%
bikini chicks as well, watching.
You're beating everybody on the views. Yeah, it's true, Zach.
You know why that is?
Why?
They just tune in to fucking hate me. You know what I mean?
No.
I think it's a lot of horny single mums, personally.
Nobody loves me apart from you, Giles. And Harry Potter in the back.
Harry Potter? Was he Roland Rat before? Now he's Harry Potter.
Before we go into the Arnold Classic preview, what happened to your Instagram, Zach?
What did I tell you last time?
Yeah, exactly. That's why.
I told you they're gonna fucking censor me sooner or later, and they fucking did.
And they did, yeah.
Oh, it's the first time I've heard you swear.
Yeah, but I got excited.
Zach, you're a bad influence on.
No,
AJ.
but what happened?
Basically, what happened was I just woke up one day, like you do, with my pants down with Vaseline on, and logged on to Instagram to see some Insta hoes.
Oh, no!
Yeah.
Like you do, I thought I'm getting ready for some booty material or something.
Yeah.
And I couldn't fucking log on.
Oh no!
So
don't they give you a warning?
I thought somebody had hacked into my account because I didn't get no warning, no messages or nothing to say, this post is being removed because of the violations of this and that. Usually I get a notification saying, oh, you violated these terms and conditions, which is fucking bullshit anyway. But, but I didn't get nothing. So I just messaged them and said, oh, I can't get into my account. They go, yeah, because you violated these terms and conditions. And I said, okay. But I've seen pornography on there. I've seen pedophilia on there. I've seen people get their brains shot. So if you're gonna ban me, then how come you're not doing it consistently against everybody?
But we can find you on ZKK Labs, isn't it, Instagram?
Yeah, but if you need to contact me for business-wise, yes, you can contact me on there. But obviously, you can contact me on Twitter and, same thing. But for the people who know me, just put on the booty sign and Zach Khan will come out and arrange the booties.
You mean like the bat signal, but a big booty just in the sky?
Yeah, the booty signal.
Right. Oh, okay, right. We need to get straight into. We don't want to take up too much of your time, Zach. We want to get straight into the Arnold Classic Open predictions. And I thought, who better to ask
than Zach Khan?
So
we have you followed it closely? Do you know who's competing?
Honestly, this year is the only year because I'm not on Instagram anymore. So I don't know who's competing really apart from, I think it's Rolly and William Bonac, You
want to mention the names?
Yeah, we have William Bonac, the defending champion. You have Rolly Winkler, third place at the Olympia, fourth place at the Arnold Classic last year. We have Cedric McMillan, who was third place last year. Lionel Biecki, who was sixth place last year. And we have Josh Lenartowicz, who's making his comeback after obviously being 18 months away.
Who's 280 pounds currently in shape.
He's in this episode. You'll have seen him early on in episode 9 of Globe Muscle Radio.
Brandon Curry.
Oh, God, of course, yes.
Brandon Curry.
Who's
Rafael Brandao from Brazil.
Oh, okay. So you want to know what predictions I think?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Obviously, William Bonac's the favorite because being... the current champion, So obviously for him, what's it now? Only thing he can lose on is if he's off and somebody who's got a better structure than him. So if we're looking at somebody with similar physiques to him and who's on, and somebody dangerous for me is Brandon Curry.
Yes.
Brandon Curry, he's got beautiful lines, beautiful shape, and in the last 2 years since he's been to Kuwait, he has made some fucking improvements, So that guy for me is a dark horse.
So going back to Bonac, the thing is, we've never seen Bonac off, have we? Really off?
No, that's what I'm saying. So if Bonac is off, obviously somebody can tip him. But the only way, but if everybody's on and we're talking about structure, then the best person with the best structure on there is Brandon Curry.
Not Cedric McMillan. Do you have any faith in him to take the win? Or you don't see it as
Cedric McMillan's got a beautiful physique, but something about Brandon Curry's physique says, wow, he's got a wow factor about him.
But surely Cedric is more complete than Brandon. Because Brandon is impressive, but Brandon... the last couple of years has had a couple of weak poses like in his glutes and his hams and his calves. Cedric is arguably more complete.
Yeah, but you know yourself there, Giles. When it comes to bodybuilding, people, judges, I don't know whether it's right or wrong, but you know what? You are your own worst critic when it comes on stage. Yeah. So if you haven't made leaps and bounds of improvement when you step on stage and the crowd doesn't go, wow. The thing with Cedric, he has got beautiful shape and he's always been coming off or he's been sick before a competition. So it's really like, is he going to be on? Don't get me wrong. When he's on, he's on. But what I'm talking about is somebody's going to come in there like Brandon Curry or from Australia, what is his name now?
Josh Lenartowicz.
Yeah. Who's going to give the people the wow factor because they've been away for a while. So if they made improvements, everybody's going to go, fuck me.
Zach, I think from what because we spoke to Josh and I saw him at Tampa in 2017, I think we're looking at he's going to be coming in with a 15-pound gain from 18 months. So 15 pounds on his frame.
Yeah, I don't really care about how many pound gains somebody's made. Okay. I care about what they come on stage at. If they're in condition, great. 15 pounds is beautiful fucking gains. Even 5 pounds is amazing gains coming on stage.
Yeah.
You know? So 15 pounds and he's fucking shredded all over, then he's gonna look unbelievable. Yeah. You know? So it's like, you know, then we got Rolly Winkler. He's a fucking mass monster and everybody loves him. When he does the most muscular pose and everything, he's fucking a freak. He's a fucking freak. So, you know, so we got William, we got Rolly, we got Brandon Curry. Yeah. And then we got you know, Josh, like you said, in the mix. This is a year. It's open to anyone. And then obviously we got from the UK our Luke anyway. So you know what I mean? So that guy's got beautiful shape. But only problem is gonna be is this gonna be too deep for him?
I just hope he turns up in his best ever condition. That's all I care about. I don't care where he places.
No, I don't care where he places. As long as he comes in fucking shape and the glutes are striated and the back is fucking detailed, skin looks thin, paper thin skin. Like I said to you, then he's gonna do some fucking damage. Okay. But from previous appearances, what I've seen from him is some reason he can't get his skin as thin. You know.
Okay, so let's say that Rolly Winkler and Lionel Biecki turn up absolutely inside out, shredded and full. What happens then?
What happens then is Rolly Winkler will beat Lionel Biecki. He's too fucking big.
But will he win the show?
Sorry?
Will he win the show? Because basically, really, he is the highest rated pro at the moment.
Rolly Winkler's beaten Bonac. He's beaten them all. So you got to remember that in the Grand Prix shows, he's beaten them all. They've all beaten each other, more or less. So it comes down to, like I said, what are the judges looking for? If they're going to go by aestheticness, then you've got Cedric and you've got Brandon Curry, the most beautiful looking physiques on stage. You know? But they can't go from giving it to William, to Rolly, to Brandon, to Josh, to fucking so on so. So basically they're going for basically they're going for a fucking beautiful physique, then a mass monster, beautiful physique and a mass monster. So they have to fucking keep it consistent. If they're not gonna keep it consistent, don't fucking make up stupid rules.
Okay, Zach, give me a top 6 then, mate, in order.
Yeah, give me your top 6 now.
Yeah, come on, nitty gritty now.
And after that, men's physique top 6.
Oh my God, this is a fucking hard one.
Yeah, I know.
Come on,
it's a very tough show. That's why why we got you.
Let's get the thumb screws on.
Top 6 from Zach Khan.
Yep.
Listen, I gotta give it to William because he's the reigning champion, so he's the favorite. Yeah.
So you have William as number 1.
Yeah. Then I would give it to Rolly. Yeah. Then I would give it to Cedric or Brandon. Between them two.
Cedric or Brandon, make a decision.
Cedric or Brandon, you have to decide.
Come on.
This is your top 6.
No, come on.
Because they both got beautiful lines and beautiful, you know, they got similar physique. So one's taller and one's shorter. And then you've got Josh.
In 5th?
Is that, that's 5th then, isn't it now? Yeah. And then who else is there?
Biecki,
Rafael Brandao,
Luke Sandow, Akim Williams.
Yeah, I like to see Sandow in the top 6.
There
you think you'll make top 6?
But only thing about Biecki is, if he's fucking in shape, he will be in the mix. But all I'm saying is, that guy has fucked up more time than me when it comes on stage in condition. So I don't know who he's working with this time, but that guy only needs to come in condition. But it seems like you said, everybody posts pictures before a show and they look all amazing on the Instagram. Fucking, they all Photoshop them, they all fucking filter them. Like I said, don't even fucking worry about that. Just wait till the day of the show and you'll be like, mate, you look better 3 weeks ago. Yeah, because there's no fucking filters on stage.
Walk on with this filter, maybe. And also we got Steve Kuklo as well.
Steve Kuklo was in there too.
He was 5th place last year.
What place did you get last
He
year?
got fifth place last
place.
year, made top 6. Very good. Really good.
Well, like I said, the lineup's more deeper this year, isn't it? Though, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I think this is the best Arnold Classic since 1996.
Yeah, like I said to you, each one of them guys who I mentioned in the top 5 can take it.
Yeah, definitely.
Take it. But like I said, it comes down to what the fuck are the judges wanting. Keep it fucking consistent. Either give it to Cedric, give it to Brandon, give it to Bayaki, give it to fucking William, whatever similar fucking looking physique. Don't go beautiful physique then a mass monster, beautiful physique then a mass monster, because you're confusing everyone.
Okay, that's an interesting.
That was Zach Khan's top 6.
Yes, Zach, thank you.
It's all right for you guys.
That was
beautiful.
Good. Just one question: what happened to that? Will we see a Zach Khan return this summer at the British show?
June, come on.
June is it? Because you're looking big there.
Yeah, boom.
Listen. I ain't got Instagram no more, so that means I can focus on my own ass instead of Insta hoes.
Oh, Zach, I'm so glad we ended the day with this, mate. It's just isn't this a perfect way to end the day, AJ?
Yeah,
perfect. He was going to get his phone. He wants to film your ass.
I want to film one for Zach Khan before we got the Insta host.
We
gotta have something for the Insta.
Yeah, but you can't send it to him, can you? Because he's got no Instagram.
Were you gonna send me an Insta hoe?
Can you say somebody to the Insta host at home?
Listen, girls, if it ain't hump day, don't spread your cheeks so I can see your brown eyes. You know what I mean? Because I might turn into a fucking werewolf when the full moon's out.
Zach, I really appreciate you taking the time to do this,
Thank
mate.
you.
And I look forward to catching up with you soon, buddy.
Yeah, anytime, guys.
Thank you for your time.
See you later, guys.
Cheers, Zach.
Thank you.
Cheers, mate.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Always great energy. And always swearing so much that I even swear on the show.
Yes.
Is that first time ever, Chris, that I swear? Because I got...
You were... I was like,
no.
AJ, I'm shocked.
No, because we don't swear on the...
Well, I try not to. I swear occasionally, but it's just, it's I try to keep this show at a
but you made some good points, Zach.
Yeah, very good, very good.
Yeah, very good points.
Yeah. And welcome back to episode 9 of MD Global Muscle Radio here at the Pump Media Studios, joined by my co-host AJ, and we are joined for a special Arnold Classic prediction. 7-time Mr. Olympia, Phil Heath. Phil, good to see you, mate.
Oh, good to see you.
Good to see you guys again. How you doing?
Yes. Can't keep him away.
No, we were happy for you to come by, and we got the Arnold Classic coming up. And before that, we want to talk a little bit about your event. Yes. Your Arnold Classic charity event.
Next Friday.
Yep. So March 1st, Friday evening, me along with my friends at the Make It Fit Foundation are doing our annual event for our charity for autism awareness. It's our 7th year. So we're really excited. It's going to be an incredible event. I've been posting about it here and there, and ultimately, I just want to tell all the guys and girls that are going to be chilling at the host hotel, probably popping bottles and just sitting around in a crowded area, come out and do something bigger than yourself on a Friday night. If you're not competing, if you're not attending the show, and you're just hanging out, there's drinks at the event. There's going to be a lot of other athletes. In the past, we've had pretty much the whole entire Ohio State Buckeye football team. We've got some high-profile athletes that play in the NFL, Major League Baseball, etc. We have the Cleveland Indians. One of their mascots is going to be there, along with some of their other personnel. We've done this for quite some time, primarily because, when I became Mr. Olympia, I wanted to be able to do something with my voice. And the guys over at Make It Fit have enabled us to do it. Like I said, it's gonna be an incredible event. I'll be sure to post more on my page, just so you guys can have it. Follow me on at Instagram at Phil Heath. my Instagram stories will have the full details of that event. The tickets do start at $75. Obviously, it's tax deductible. There's group pricing. It's going to be actually at a piano bar.
Cool.
So it's going to be, it's called Big Bang. So it's pretty impressive that we're going to be doing this event at a venue who also believe in autism awareness. The owners over there are really, once we reached out, we just thought it was a cool venue, and we told them what we wanted. They allowed us to have the entire place for the night. So they shut it down just for us.
Sorry, is this the first year you've had it at this venue?
At this particular venue, yes. We've had it at nightclubs before. We've had them at different areas within the city limits. We try to keep it relatively close to the host hotel and whatnot, because we know that, catching a taxi or whatnot is, transportation can be pretty difficult, and we don't want to make that a problem. But we're really excited. I've got a couple other athletes that I'm working on bringing in.
Cool.
You probably would never guess who they are. So that's a good thing.
So who is going to be? Who is it then?
I'm not telling anything until the time is right. But I promise I will let you, AJ, know probably first.
Thank you.
Because you're always in my DMs, and when we chat and stuff, and
nice.
I think you'll enjoy who I've got coming. For all the other pros, you're definitely invited. But hey, look, it is a charity. We would love to have you be a part of it. And yes, we are looking for donations because it's a great cause. I would say 1 in every 4, maybe 5 households has a child that, has autism or some form of it. We're finding more research now more than ever. The money, all the proceeds go toward the education part. A lot of these kids don't have the same vocabulary that you and I may have. So, for instance, they may only know a certain amount of words, maybe only 20,000 or 30,000. Within moments, they were receiving these iPads that actually have software embedded into them that help them go from that low number to 100,000 within, a short period of time.
Oh, wow.
And, it's really important that we focus on this because it does impact a lot of families. But, all in all, it's a great moment to see me as well in a different setting. A more intimate setting, so to speak, whereas the expo, is just a high, let's hit a flex together and do the selfie. Yeah. I mean, we've all done that, guys, and I'm not talking trash about the expo, but what I am saying is that for those Uber fans that want to get to know me on a more personal level, this is a great chance to do it. We usually have a photo booth as well.
Yeah.
So those photos will be printed out as well, so you'll have a keepsake.
Oh, nice.
But like I said, it's a fun event. It's really cool. Like, it's something that is very dear to my heart, and I appreciate you guys for even asking about it.
So what, just to reiterate, what time and where in Columbus? Just let us know again.
I'm going to get you the full gamut. So just give me 1 second.
Okay. Well, I'll be there. I'm going to bring a photographer, videographer, and I'm also going to do a little write-up in my MD Global Muscle Buzz column as well. So at least
that's freaking awesome because, like I said, I mean, we just really want to make sure that we do a great job, and, we've had so much awesome support with it.
And this is the 7th time for people, the fans saying he doesn't do any. 7th time.
Yeah.
It's not the first time.
Those people are just, look, at the end of the day, we talked about this. Someone creates a narrative. It's easier to hate someone than love someone.
Yeah.
They don't want to dive into the numerous things that I've done. It's easy to do it. It goes back to when you were a kid. If someone talked trash about a kid, you weren't saying to your friend, hey, man, knock it off. You're saying, yeah, I don't like that kid either for no damn reason. So that usually happens even in bodybuilding. But aside from that, it is March 1st, that Friday at Big Bang Dueling Piano Bar. That's at 401 North Front Street, Columbus, Ohio. And I just got on here that we're going to have a special guest announcement. Slider and the Strikers team from the Cleveland Indians will also be there as well. So it's going to be really neat. I mean, we got a lot of cool people involved. I really want everybody to show up and
I'll be there.
Have a good time. I mean, look, like, it's a dueling piano bar. If anyone's ever been to the piano bar, it's always fun. You may actually get me in a situation where I probably had maybe a couple cocktails, maybe.
Yes.
Yeah.
You might catch me singing up there or something.
Oh, yeah.
But all in all, that's what I'm really doing. And then obviously on that Sunday, I'm doing a seminar with Ronnie Coleman, Lee Haney, Jay Cutler, and also Arnold Schwarzenegger. So that's where I'm going to be at. And I'm going to be, I'm going to be in and out of the expo. I'm going to be doing a lot of filming over the weekend. So for those people that want to catch me at the Gifted Athletics booth, probably not going to be there as much as you think. I'm going to be doing a lot of content creation because I keep getting people that says, hey, Phil, we want more content. We want more. Yeah. So I'm going to be utilizing that time because my videographer will be out there as well, filming some other stuff. So I'm going to be doing some cool stuff with that. But aside from that, what do we got going on with this Arnold Classic?
Yeah, come on. We need to know, Phil. We need to know.
So I haven't heard shit from anyone online. Everybody they've been really quiet. It's funny because once you take me out of the equation, there's no shit talking.
Yes, that's true.
Everybody wants to hide.
Yeah.
And everybody's buddy, but when they're in behind closed doors, they're all probably talking shit about it. But let's keep it going because my battery might run out here pretty soon.
So, okay. Top 6, Phil Heath. Top 6. Who do you got in the open class?
Let's go.
In no particular order, definitely got the big 3. You got Brandon Curry. You got William Bonac. You've got Ruley. You've got Josh. And I know I'm missing a couple other guys.
Cedric.
Oh, Cedric's doing it. Okay, so you got to throw him in. He's won it before. And then there's one more.
Bieki, Kuklo.
Throw me a couple more names.
Bieki, Kuklo.
Oh, so Kuklo and Bieki are doing it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Between those two guys, that's going to be like one of those two guys, not both, are going to make the top 6.
Yeah.
That's how I look at it. One of those two guys is going to emerge because Bieki has always been the guy that, like, incredible shape, this and that. However, hasn't yet put it together. Cedric, I definitely feel like has an opportunity to shock a lot of people. Obviously, Arnold loves that physique. Mm-hmm. But, he guys, obviously my honest opinion is that I feel like he could get a little harder. Mm-hmm. Bonac, obviously, I mean, he really doesn't have very many weaknesses. I would always say if Bonac was 2 inches taller, he would be a major threat to everybody as far as like the Olympia. Mm-hmm. He has a lot of dense muscle, which is going to carry him to the top, I think. He's the reigning champion, so you got to give him his credit. I have seen pictures of Brandon Curry. I think he looks great. Mm. His legs have come up a little bit. Mm. I've only seen him from the front. I haven't seen him from behind. So
I've seen him from the back, Phil. I've seen pictures at 4 weeks out, and he has made some very, very big improvements that he needed to make in those back shots.
But are we talking about the back shots or are we talking about the legs?
We're talking about everything. More detail in the back, the glutes, the hamstrings, the calves. There's more going on because that posterior chain from the rear, that was his weakness.
So I haven't seen those. Mm. So here's what I want everybody to start doing. Take a picture of their favorite athlete. Use your thumb. Put that thumb over their top half. Look at the legs. Now switch that. It's as simple as that. You can take a photo, use your phone, put the thumb on it. Now you look at it. Now if they're 2 different bodybuilders, then they're not complete. They're not symmetrical. They're not balanced. Usually what ends up happening with a lot of guys is that they're not going to be balanced. So what does that mean? You literally have to you got to split it in halves and say, okay, does this belong on the same person? And if it does, then it is easier to look at, right? So that's not directed toward Brandon or anyone else. That's just how I usually critique things when I see it online. Mm. I saw the video of Ruley. I definitely went online and I said my piece about that.
Yeah, what's your opinion on that when you saw Ruley Winka, this video that was just released? Is he in shape or is he what's going on there?
My opinion, see, my thought of conditioning far exceeds anyone that's around.
Yeah.
Like, I look at a lot of these guys and I would say, yeah, you're gonna have to pull it together. You're probably like no one's really seen me like 3 weeks out or 2 weeks out. So I know how I get. So a lot of viewers may say like, so what the fuck are you talking about? Like, we don't understand. What I'm saying is that I would be concerned. That doesn't mean that he can't put it together, but I would be definitely concerned. I'm not going to sit here and say that the video is messed up. It's a video. It's freaking video. I mean, shit looks bad on me on video sometimes.
Right.
I do know this. He's not small. No. He's definitely packed a punch. and I definitely think that he has enough time to pull it together.
You do.
I do, because I mean he's a pro.
Okay.
And if he doesn't, we're all gonna see it. Yeah. I think the only thing that I've noticed with Ruli is that the Arnold Classic, sometimes after doing the Olympia and the other shows, he's like last year, he didn't win probably because he needed 2 more weeks of dieting, and then he comes back a couple of weeks later. I think he did the Australia show.
It was Prague after the Olympia. Arnold Australia was after the Arnold last year.
So did he do a show after the Arnold last year?
Yeah, he did the Arnold Australia, and he dropped 15 pounds, and it all came off his waist, and it looked amazing.
And he won, right?
Yeah, he beat Bonak and Dexter, who beat him at the Arnold.
That's what I'm getting at. So like, I think like sometimes he needs 2 more weeks, but you know, I don't live with him. I don't train with him. Mm-hmm. You know, I see Bonak repeating because he's been the most consistent. Yeah. It's a 1-day contest, and I think a lot of fans have to recognize that the Olympia is a 2-day show. So sometimes, you know, even for me, like I've been able to bring different versions for Friday and Saturday night. Whereas a 1-day show, you can just pick the version you want and just go for it. Mm-hmm. I definitely think it's out of those 3 guys, Brandon, Ruli, and William. I think William is going to lead the pack with the conditioning and the fullness. You can't beat the guy's density at his height. I think it's just fucking ridiculous. It just is. I've stood next to him. I think it's awesome. I think Ruli's going to have the crowd going from the Olympia just because of the old People's Champ stuff. It'll all depend on. I know you guys are laughing.
Yeah, that People's Champ is. I don't know what's going on with that one.
You know, like whatever. Yeah. You know, but at the end of the day, I definitely think that those 2 guys control the crowd a little bit better. Yeah. The Arnold Classic, depending on the fans, I don't know how many fans are attending. I don't know any of that. But all I can say is that's your top 3. I think Brandon could move up to top 2 and battle it out. He's just going to have to. To me, Brandon has to show that he has that innermost fat, like gone, like peeled. Like I haven't seen that yet, and that's just me. Yeah. A lot of people say, "Oh, you're ripped," and it's like, I posted a picture yesterday, and you guys saw what fucking ripped looks like. Ain't no one close to that shit. So when I say someone's ripped, it's like that. Like it's got to be like inside out shredded to get my certain respect as far as like you're fucking peeled. Like that's the barometer, and I think we all could agree. What I just showed you yesterday from 9 years ago, we ain't seeing that. That doesn't mean that we can't see that. I'm just waiting.
Sorry, is that the picture you posted yesterday on your Instagram of the 2010 Arnold Classic?
Yep.
Yeah. You should have won that one.
So that's another level, right? But that's the level that they got to go for. That's the level that you have to say that you're a front runner, to say that you're lights out. It's got to look like that. You have to have a showing that just punches and I didn't even win that show. No. So it's like you have to have that type of fuck you, dream killer, fucking I'm here to get everybody on your side to make you be the next champion. So, you know, I think Cedric can disrupt a lot. I think even Kuklo can too. It's just who really brings it on that day. It's a 1-day show. We know how it goes, guys. Someone out of that top 6 is gonna fuck shit up.
Yeah. Do you think it could be Josh?
What's that?
Do you think it could be Josh because he's been out for 18 months and he's come back? I think he's going to come back a lot bigger and a lot thicker.
I don't even think he needs to be bigger or thicker. I think he needs to be on. Yeah, that's it. Yeah. He has enough muscle. So for him to be bigger for who? You know, he's not going against Ramy. You know, like he's going against guys that he's going to be bigger than. He has to be round. That's it. He just has to be round and tight. He has to be dry because Bonak is going to come in dry. He's going to come in ripped. Yeah. So you got to kind of match him on that. But you got to be round because Bonak is round. So I think there's a chance. Josh could really be the dark horse in this whole group. I think a lot of people are forgetting about Josh. He's fucking dangerous. So I saw him beat Bonak at San Marino
1 second.
Years ago.
Yeah, got it.
Oh, what have I done?
1 second.
Sorry, I've lost you there. How do I do connect?
Oh,
Sorry.
I said...
1 second.
Just 1 second.
Carry on talking. Sorry, I've something clicked up and I've accidentally took you off the screen, Phil, there. So we're back in 5 seconds.
Is it gone? No.
Oh, there he is. Yeah. Sorry about that.
All right.
And remember...
Sorry.
Amateurs.
It's okay.
And Giles, you remember you got...
I've got only 25% left.
Okay. And remember, Giles, you got slapped almost by Lee Haney when you argued for Phil Heath to win 2010.
I was in the press row at the 2010 Olympia, Phil. And when you got announced second, I protested, and I turned around, and Lee Haney was like, "No, Jay should have won." And I was like, I turned around, and it was I got told off by Lee Haney for saying that.
You know, at the end of the day, I look at it like this: everybody has their own opinion. I think we should all weigh it the same. I mean, hell, like I have my own opinion about stuff, and I get fucking bashed for having an opinion no different than some fan that doesn't know shit about bodybuilding. I think at the end of the day, we're all going to have our favorite type of physique. We're going to try to analyze it a certain way. I think we can agree to disagree on a lot of things and do it in a gentleman fashion. I've been able to do that, and I hope everybody can do the same. Even what I'm saying about these incredible athletes, I think they're all fucking awesome. I know more about their physique than some of them know themselves, because I study all of them. And that's to let all those guys know you've got a few days left. Don't do anything fucking stupid. Just stick to the game plan. Trust your coach. Trust yourself. Get some rest. And may the best man win. But, of course, you're going to have to go out there and fight. Everybody, this is a fight. And, you know, the Arnold Classic, I look at it like this. If I was doing that show, I'd tell everybody, you better pack your fucking lunch. Now, we've got a lot of nice guys on this stage. I'm a nice dude, but everybody likes to love and hate my ass. So someone's going to have to emerge as that person if they want to be a killer. And you got to go out there and get it. You got to let the world know that who the fuck you are. And if you ain't ready to do that, shit, maybe I should have done the fucking show then.
We've seen the Arnold Classic comeback in your stories now the last few days. Is this Is this a sign? 2020 Arnold Classic, Phil Heath comeback?
We promise we won't tell anyone, Phil.
Shit, I mean, you know, at this point, you know, I've got a lot of cool business stuff going on. I want to see what the fans want. I want to see how they feel. What you want. I want to see what the fans want, because you know, it's one thing when you're winning and stuff. Oh, my computer is just okay. All right, so I'm gonna say this really quick.
Okay.
Yeah.
I think the fans know what they want. They truly want to see me.
Yes, they do.
At any show, but.
Okay.
All those people that were talking a lot of shit, they need to start showing some love, because deep down they want me up there. They need to start showing the love. I'll show it back. I've always managed to do something for the fans, but hey, I'll do any show if they really, really come forth, because they really went against me on some shit last year because they wanted to see me be humanized, and they wanted to see that it was possible for a guy like me to lose. So, hey, that happened. A lot of people have even DM'd me saying, damn, man, I just want to see that you were human, bro. And now that I did, it don't even sit right. And I think we all agree. I fucking lost, man. It happens. I lost. I can come back and win. Everybody in their heart knows I can do that. What I want my fans. I want them to not just be hiding behind the keyboard. I want them fucking out loud screaming this shit saying, we want the champ. And if they don't do it, then that means they're telling me that, well, it's all good. You know, thank you. All right, bye. Because look, I got 7 Sandals. I can tell you one cool thing about me. I got three different ones, and no one else has them. I got the original Sandal, I got the gold one, and I got the 3 new ones. So at the end of the day, my shit is cemented in history. I'm tied with Schwarzenegger. I'm good. But you want to see that dream killer motherfucker come back? You better start speaking the fuck up. And I'm cussing because they need to know that I'm serious. I ain't playing. Guys sitting back and just like, oh, well, you know, nah, you deep down want to see some real shit. That picture I posted was a reminder to everybody who you were rooting against all those years. You know damn well you want to see some cool ass shit, and I'm willing to do it. I'm saying it right now, but you need to speak the hell up.
Powers that be have to speak up.
Yes.
Fans have to. Fans are speaking for you guys. If you watch at the current, we don't want to. You got a lot more Instagram action or traffic than a lot of the other people currently holding different titles. Let's say it like that.
Let's see how long it lasts, and let's see it build up. Because, hey, they built up a lot of shit just with, you know, we got guys that made a living off of talking about my name. We got bloggers that make a living talking about me. They make a living. They can't even, I'm over here chilling, and they over here still running their mouth. So if they could just maybe those people should start paying some respect and this and that. Because I've respected everybody until someone do something fucked up. But at the end of the day, I'm happy. I'm training. Oh, and guess what?
What?
Guess what?
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 I called Jim Mannion.
Oh,
okay.
Yeah.
You guys were all upset, thinking like, oh man, this guy, man. Let me get something straight. Let me just put it out there. That man has a huge responsibility for this federation. Guys like myself would not even be here if it wasn't for him. He's done a lot for the NPC, and they're taking that global, and they've done a lot for the IVB. That man has done nothing but just try to make sure that guys like me and everybody else can make a living. He's done the Olympia. That didn't get fucked up because of him or anything like that.
Yeah.
I ain't got nothing bad to say about him. He just had a birthday the other day. You know, I wished him well and everything like that. I have no problems with him, so I want everybody to know that shit right here and there. Because a lot of people in this industry like to go gossip. And you guys hear all kind of dumb shit every day. But you guys do the greatest thing in this sport, which is call me up and say, hey, Phil, you want to get on here and talk? That's how we get things done. So for all those people that thought like, oh, Phil's pissed at judges, this, that, man, it's a damn bodybuilding show. Shit happens. You know? It's like in a basketball game, can a ref miss a call or do this? Things happen. It's a judgmental sport. I ain't going to sit here and bash nothing. All I'm going to say is that if I ever get my ass on that stage again, everybody better fucking run.
Yes.
Yeah. That's a good. So we will see you in the Pittsburgh gym with Jim Mannion in a couple of months doing some chest workouts for us. We haven't gone that far yet as far as talking about that event. I don't know if I'm, because that's like an invite thing. So I'm not putting pressure on Jim at all. Like, like they've got to move forward how they want to. So I'm in a holding pattern. I've had conversations with Jim. I have conversations with Dan Solomon. I've had conversations. So the good thing is that, hey, we're talking. So for all those people out there that are, I just have to say this. I speak for myself. No one speaks for Phil Heath, but a lot of people have tried. The stories that you hear on different bloggers and this and that and the other, don't believe that dumbass shit because they don't know what they're talking about. I keep to myself. If you guys notice, I'm always by myself or I'm with Cherie. So only she knows what the hell's really going on. So anytime you guys hear something online, that's some bullshit. They just making that shit so you get the clickbait and all y'all fall for it and make these guys popular. So stop doing it. Come to my Instagram, ask me the damn questions.
Oh, hello. Have we lost him?
No.
Have we lost him? Phil? Okay.
Let's see 1 minute. If not, then we can just talk and see.
Let's see what's going on.
For the people at home, we called him 30 minutes before, didn't we?
Yes, we
And
did.
he's showing up.
Yeah, fantastic. Now, Phil is typing. Okay, 1 second. Sorry about this. Bit of a... I'm calling you back. Okay. Okay, we've got Phil coming back. Okay, fantastic. Okay, I think he's just plugged in. Okay. Okay, should we answer?
Can I have an Arnold preview without Phil Heath?
No, of course you can. Hey!
There you go.
Oh, he's on phone now, on his phone.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you guys miss me yet?
Yes. Yeah. I was like, oh, he's dumped us, man.
Yeah.
No. Oh, can you turn the phone on the side, please, Phil?
You want what?
Panoramic, please, mate. Ah, there we go. There we go.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So where were we? I was talking about what? How I'm gonna kick some ass or what?
No, go to you directly. Don't listen to the bloggers. You're down with.
It's the beautiful thing about the internet, right? Is that we have access. Like I give you guys access. Today, fans, AJ hit me up. I was just coming from the gym. I'm running some errands still. As you can see, I'm in my truck. I always carry my laptop with me, but it ran out of juice. Yep. I made sure that I made myself available for these guys. I'm not getting paid for this stuff. You guys have allowed me to have a voice and this and that, but it's also a great way to connect with fans. Doing that. But all I'm telling people is like, look, you get people that want to run their mouth and this and that, and it's not about being angry or anything like that, because everybody wants to do the angry black man shit sometimes when a guy has something to say. But what I am saying is this. Giles and AJ are doing a great job, and my man in the back, I can't remember his name, but he's doing a good
Clark
job.
from Pump Media, our producer.
So you guys are doing a great job to give us a voice. And that's so that when you guys when the fans hear something else on some blog site, okay, I get it. We all watch Jerry Springer too, and we know that shit is fake. But we should know that, like, you want it from the source. You always want stuff from the source. Go to the source. Stop being scared and wanting to get clickbait bullshit. When someone has something to say, watch it, but then say, you know what? I'm going to give this guy a benefit of the doubt, and I'm going to go on his Instagram because he does answer people's comments. He does answer his DMs. Why don't I just ask him before I go listen to someone else's propaganda because I'm a sheep? So that's why I value this channel, because you bring on athletes. You ask them the questions that they probably don't normally want to be asked because it might make them feel uncomfortable. But you know what? That's what journalism really is. I think we have this great pathway to connecting with you guys all the way out in Europe. I'm out here in Denver, and then the fans get to see it, and they get to say, hey, man, this guy's all right. Like, man, like, he's just over here chilling. But, you know, to the Arnold Classic, I'm really excited for these guys because, you know, it's a great opportunity for them to really have a great title. I don't even have that one. I have the one in Madrid, but not the one in Columbus. I think it's a great opportunity for them to get a handshake, a check, and a trophy from Arnold. I think that's pretty epic. I've given my I wouldn't say prediction, but I think it's Bonek's show to lose because he is the champion. You got to respect that. I would be stupid to say that he doesn't have a chance to repeat. But I do know that these guys are hungry and they're willing to fight tooth and nail to get it done. I think it will set precedent moving forward for the Mr. Olympia contest as who's going to be where. I don't really care what they do after the Arnold as far as like the tour is concerned, because we saw Bonek lose, but that didn't mean that he was a not a good enough bodybuilder. That just means that he probably faded, you know, from that trip. I think he faded, and it's hard to keep your it's a smaller guy. It's harder to keep that perfect shape for that long, for weeks on end. Dexter Jackson's probably the only person I've ever seen do it multiple times. But I think it's exciting. I wish them all luck. I truly am fans of all of them. And I don't just say that shit. I mean, like, I've had some of their coaches hit me up. And it's funny because, you know, these guys probably think that I don't give a shit. I study all of them as a fan. And I want them to look, at the end of the day, we have an opportunity to make money for our families, travel the world, meet incredible people, fans, do seminars, and create other business outside of bodybuilding if we choose to do it. I encourage all of them to continue that path and just enjoy this process. Enjoy the Arnold Classic weekend. Love on your people, your inner circle. Love on them. That's the best advice I could give them. You're going to be dealing with a lot of freaking stress. I've had probably the only people that know the stress I've had is probably Arnold, Lee, and Ronnie. That's it.
Oh, wow.
You know, but I can say loving on the people who help you get there, whether it be your spouse, your kids, your training partner, your coach, they're going to freak out. They're going to freak out because they want this for you. If you're mentally tough, you should be walking in there. Giles, we talked about like the whole learning how to do speeches and stuff like that. When you're prepared for a speech, you don't even need a script. You've already you can go in there and just kill it, right? It's already in your DNA. You know who you are. Bodybuilding is the same. When you have done your homework and you know who the hell you are, you can then have fun.
Yeah.
So I encourage all those athletes to be smiling, to be having a good time, because tomorrow's not promised, and the fans will appreciate your attitude for it. No one can ever tell me that I didn't smile on that stage. I smiled every time. And I may have given you that grimace like, I'm coming for you, but it was because of my competitiveness that got misconstrued as to cockiness and arrogance. I just love competing at anything, and I encourage all of them to take a piece of me out there and kill it for those fans, because they pay a lot of fucking money to go watch you guys in some damn posing trunks, okay? So, you know, really appreciate the process. Thank every person that DMs you. Like their comments, man. Tell them thank you. Tell your sponsors thank you. Tell the promoters thank you, because they're helping you make some money. Yeah. They're helping you have a life. You know, so I really want to hammer that home, guys, and I appreciate you guys letting me talk about it, because that's what I led with. I always led with, hey, you have a perfect opportunity to make a living. None of us got into this thinking that we would ever get a passport to go travel around the world and be worshipped by a bunch of people. People worship these guys, man, and should be thankful for it, because it can be taken away just like that, and we could be doing something else. I'm by no means finished. I'm just excited for these guys. So that's really what I wanted to tell you guys today. And much love to everybody. I just want them to be the best version of themselves, so that way when they look at these pictures, they can be proud of what they presented on stage.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Phil Heath. It's been an honor having you on. In the future, whenever you want to be on, we have some major announcement. Come on.
DM AJ.
Yeah, no, but we always...
And there will be.
Good.
There will be.
The only problem...
Oh, yeah, there'll be some announcements.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Only problem for you in the future is rooting for Denver Nuggets while you got Isaiah Thomas on that team, bro.
What was that? I'm sorry, I didn't hear
The only problem for you in the future is rooting for Denver Nuggets, because Isaiah Thomas is not going to get you nowhere, bro.
I know. Well,
you're going to break a lot of shots.
I think they've done a great... Denver's done a great job this year. They've done a great job.
With what?
And I'm sorry?
With getting Isaiah Thomas? You think that's going to make you...
No, I actually think Isaiah played well. I was there at his first game back. He scored 8 points in 13 minutes. I think with them having Michael Porter Jr., the steal of the draft, people forget about him. We're probably the youngest yet deepest team in the playoff chase right now. And I think even if they don't go, I think they're going to go past the first round. I predict to go potentially to the Western Conference Finals. I don't necessarily see them winning the whole thing. But if they go past the semifinals, I think the league will be in trouble, because they'll realize that, wait a minute, this team is young. They have no ego as far as I'm concerned. I mean, I haven't seen any crazy – we don't have any really big names. So we play as a team, whereas all the other teams have like that superstar, right? Our superstar doesn't even get mentioned in the MPV run with Nikola Jokic.
No.
You know, Jokic is amazing. Yeah, every game I watch him, he's scoring a triple-double, but he doesn't get mentioned. And it's because he's in a small marketing he's in a small market in Denver where, you know, we're only known for like maybe football. So I think Denver Nuggets have a great opportunity to shock a lot of people. I think Isaiah Thomas has a great opportunity to kind of start a new, you know, journey. I think Michael Porter Jr., people have to remember a couple years ago, he was the #1 player coming out of high school. And, you know, I just think that we have a really good opportunity to shock a lot of people. And, hey, people like rooting for the underdog, so go Nuggets, you know?
You don't know.
I have no idea what you've been talking about for the last few minutes.
It's a team who Carmelo Anthony used to play for, if you know him.
Are we talking basketball? We're talking basketball,
yeah.
Okay.
No, but good to have you on. Giles, any final words?
It's not often he always makes me speechless.
Yeah.
That
first episode you started crying, remember?
I was crying, I'd be emotional, It was a very pivotal time in my life.
No. But good luck, Phil Heath. Good luck on everything, all your projects. And we will promote you whenever you have something for us to promote.
No, I appreciate it. Thanks again for giving me the time, you know, not just to talk about the charity event, but also just, you know, my perspective on bodybuilding.
Thank you.
I do feel like I have a little bit of knowledge, right?
A little bit, yeah.
But,
just a little bit.
A little bit.
Yeah.
You know,
I'll give him that.
But I do appreciate you guys' platform. I'm proud of you both.
Thank you.
Actually, all three of you, because it does take a team to make it happen. And, you know, I look forward to doing it more with you guys. Hope to see you guys in Columbus. Let me know. Yes. I'll meet up with you. Maybe even grab a drink.
Oh, fantastic. Hey, Phil, do you like the new studio? Do you like the new studio? We see the new studio, the new table.
I like the fact that you guys have a real setup. I see the camcorders going. I see that you have, you know, it's all about evolving, right? So you guys are doing it. And that's where I think a lot of people have to realize you're not going to always start a business or a new venture, guns blazing, and, you know, that takes a lot of resources. We all have to start somewhere, and you guys are making it happen. And I predict that you guys will continually evolve exponentially because of your hard work. Because of your dedication, and you're doing it from your heart to the fans.
Yeah,
when you're focusing on people,
you can't lose. When you're focusing on the money, you're not focusing on the mastery of the craft. And that's what you guys are doing. I encourage you guys to continue to do it. You guys gonna continue to kill it. You focus on the craft. You focus on the mastery of that craft. Don't worry about the monies. People will come to you because they trust you. Not like these other fuckboys that are out there doing it because they want to make $1.
Yeah.
People have to learn the difference. And that's why I come on your channel, because you guys care about the people.
Thank you.
Wow, Phil.
Well,
I am speechless.
Get some
again.
good footage from the event.
Yes, I will. And Phil, I'm really looking forward to seeing you on Friday night. I've actually got a friend from Columbus who's going to even give me a lift over. I've got a brand
There
new.
you go.
Phil, I've got a brand new, fully tailored suit coming, especially
Oh
for
my God.
Yeah. I got a picture today that the tailor sent it to me.
It's a nice suit.
So we got to get a picture together because I want to try and outsuit Phil. So
and good luck with the training.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yep, my weight is just under 270, which is good at this point. So, I'm feeling really good. This is my starting week number 4 as far as training. Okay. So, I'm excited about that. For me to gain some weight in week 4, starting week 4, I'm happy about it. I should probably get around, I'd probably say by late March, 280, take it from there.
Wow. All right, Phil.
Well,
right, Phil. Well,
thank you.
I'll see you next week in Columbus, Ohio, and I can't wait, mate.
Absolutely, guys. Take care. Be safe.
Bye.
Cheers, Phil.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, mate. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Oh!
So, episode 9. We got the champ. We got Curry. We got Josh. Who else we got? We got Zach Cobb. We got Zach Cobb.
I've lost count, mate. I've lost count.
We got to come back in the plans.
You got to come back bigger, better, stronger, or there's go big or go home.
Very nice that Phil. Well, we don't brag about ourselves ever because we don't brag about ourselves. But it's very nice that he sees. Remember, we called Phil Heath 20 minutes before to put him on the show because we wanted a Phil Heath on our Arnold Classic pre-show because we feel he's the most. Well, we want him on. Yeah. I feel he's the most popular.
I think that's safe to say. Yeah, safe to say.
So the point is, the way he just showed up that quick.
Yeah.
Autism event 7 times in a row.
Yep, I'll be there on the Friday night.
It's nice to see that he acknowledges that we're really there for the athletes,
Yeah.
for the sport.
Yeah. So
whoever's want to be on that, we're there for you.
Yeah.
You know
we
what
will
I mean?
always treat the athletes with respect and treat them like the superstars they are, and give the respect they deserve because we're not like Phil was saying, we're not here to clickbait or exploit anyone. We want to promote these people and give them a voice, like Phil said. So yeah, absolutely. It's good to be back.
This is our last before you go to the Arnold.
Yeah.
It's going to be a good one, that one.
Oh, yeah.
Good luck.
Thank you.
Episode 9, we got to end it because it's been 3 hours almost.
I know. So, thank you for watching, everyone. And we will see you next week for episode 10 of Global Muscle Radio. Stay tuned to MD for all the Arnold Classic coverage. And we will see you very soon. And we are out.
Yeah, buddy.
Yeah, buddy.